Oh, so you don't pay any kind of revenue?
Royalty, no.
Just zero royalty, you guys?
Seriously? There's no yearly.
How does a guy make money doing that? Not you, I mean.
Yeah, there's no franchise fee. How is he making his money? Because $70,000 right up front. I mean, you can sell.
We pay monthly, but you pay per year.
You do pay monthly.
Yeah, just not a royalty, not a percentage of the
Right.
The first 3 years, you pay an amount. 3 to 7 years, you pay an amount. 7 to 10 years, you pay another amount.
It's decreasing as you get in longer. Or increasing as you get in longer.
Supposedly, you should be doing better. So every 10 years, you renew the franchise agreement.
Yeah, that's interesting. There's no franchise fee there.
When you buy a new Ford F-Series truck during our holiday sales event, you're not just buying a truck. You're sending a message to
But you have initial, right? You have your curb fee and everything up front.
now.
And then you've got
real truck.
Where's our list?
franchise fee.
code.
Yeah.
Once a month, so.
And
I think we've sent some.
She said my bad.
I've met Tony and
Counts on.
Tony?
He was an avid and
Toby.
Ford F.
Oh, Toby, yeah, you no longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you still do work for Toby or?
No, whenever you've had an issue, you know, gone into the ground and for no
If you
part,
start losing it,
starts
yeah.
cracking out, call this and we've gone in.
They got trouble.
Fix it, good.
Wow.
Good. Yeah, we
Just, it smells
steer our
good.
guys
The
clear.
airing of grievances.
When you see it crack.
Oh, what are you doing?
And broken.
Can't do it.
Watching
Don't
Seinfeld.
mess with it.
It's gonna get worse.
Yeah, it'll pop it out. Especially with the
I just
pressure.
told the whole story of Festivus.
It'll
You
dump
use,
out.
pipe
You get it right?
We do.
Nailed it.
What was that?
We use
What
the-
was that fake?
I can't remember the recipe I made up right now.
All you have to do is.
Oh, I don't remember.
Give them a call. 303-386.
Probably more money. We're gonna do that. So we've got to be
Because you
careful.
came up with a fake one?
Well, they said you used to clean a lot.
really know what you need.
Yeah.
And I said, oh,
And, we learned.
Oh, you mean like in the last week or two?
when I said Andalusians or whatever I called
Yeah,
him.
you made 'em up.
But he said, even though I didn't mention it, all the references, which makes him really the one who's wrong. But all the references obviously are pointing
There are
to,
some areas.
well,
Aboriginal?
no, but who, but
They want to do it.
But how can he say they all obviously he meant this? Because he was alluding to Polish. And well, how do you know that? Is that what you think of Polish people? Because I didn't say that.
Double gotcha.
We go, there's only one other
I think
franchise up in
Andalusian
Fort
might be
Collins.
somebody.
So they go 4 columns down to,
Just go with the Morgan.
Okay.
Yeah,
so we go
Andalusian
Northfield,
is a
Stapleton, all of that down
autonomous
to.
community. Oh, so
So-
can't do Andalusian.
We just sold off the Northern franchise.
What was it
Northern
that I
franchise
had?
of our owner, Boulder, Greeley, Fort Collins, all through
We
there.
don't go up there.
So we'll probably need to
Andovian?
get his contact information. And then
Andovian. That's what it's going to be,
we'll
Andovian.
give this to
Now
Jeff, our
on
ops manager.
Oh, shit.
And,
There is
Rob,
an
our
Andovian.
manager, and
You're
then
just making shit up and it's there.
you guys.
Wow.
We don't go in
Andovian.
and regrout.
Andovian
You guys
means,
do the coloring of grout and all that. Okay.
We'll clean it, we'll color seal it.
he also taught her rudimentary swordplay.
Okay. We'll get
Estral
that.
Andovian.
Well, how's business for you guys?
Estral Andovian is the best friend. Andovian. I'm just going to use ridiculous. Andovian.
Hiring at Andovian. What do you
Let's
start?
make sure that's true. No, there's Andovian is
So we were at 12 at the beginning of this year through training, and then they got our mission pages. And
Andovian
we
is
had
the
to
No, I'm
then
definitely
we're
going to
gonna
be
guarantee
I'm
15 of
definitely
them.
going to become a friend.
Organal.
Organal. Yeah, but it doesn't sound like the people. I know what you're saying. Because for the average.
Those damn Aborganals.
Give me a name of an ethnicity. Come on, Dano.
Snooches.
So we have, Jen is our HR and hiring specialist.
A made-up.
What was the one I used? What was the name of it? It was so good.
And listed at the time internally.
Ambillion? Ambillion.
That sounds like an alien.
Ambillion? Okay.
Jen does those trades. I got one for you. Of course, I don't get involved in that a lot. I just know what number we need to have and if we're hitting it or not.
So here's
It's
what
like
we
our
do.
turnover rate
Easy.
is
Go to
high.
jamagram.com
Right, when you
right
can go
now
to,
or call 1-800-GET-PJ.
Okay, ready?
What?
And you
Jamagram.com.
can start.
X-Mew.
Is the Troubleshooter
I mean, you can start at 16 plus an hour.
No, it doesn't sound like
Just
it.
walk in, one body. Take away.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your consumer advocate. Yes, 40 years in Denver, and count beyond that, it's even more. It's ridiculous, isn't it? 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Give us a call, and we will happily answer your question, take your complaint, make a referral, whatever it takes to make you happy. One of the referrals may be Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan. It doesn't matter what rates are doing because they have a rate guarantee. They also come in with the lowest rates because they're direct lenders with no underwriting fees for middlemen. They have all their fees spelled out straight up front, and I'm going to have a hint on that, on how to make sure you're getting the best deal when it comes to mortgages. In fact, they'll do a free second opinion on any loan package. You may not have ever thought of that, but if you're in the process, you're not under contract. You can shop that loan even while they're processing it if it's not going like you thought. So give them a call, 303-867-7000. 867-7000. Interest rate guarantee, custom loan amounts, custom years, custom terms, you name it, they do it. Ideal. That's why it's called Ideal, for your next Ideal Home Loan. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000. Welcome to the show. I'm Tom. What's going on in your life? We have a couple people here stopping by to say hi, as we always do. We have some good people. Zero Res Denver. Shane's in, and he's going to say hi and give you a special
morning
for carpets. And think about this, okay? They use water. That's it. Water. Yes, water. It's called empowered water, actually. It's not just water, but they do something to it. They alter it. They alter it. And as a result, it cleans better. We also have Jesus Barrios.
Good morning, Tom.
The grout medic.
Yes.
I've often wondered why, when it comes to Hispanic names, when I have a George here, I call him George. I don't call him Jorge. I call Juan John. There are certain Hispanic names you just call by the English name, but Jesus, we dare not call you Jesus, but that would be the English pronunciation.
That's right.
I want to know in the culture if that was done because of a devotion to Jesus, or is it just a common name? Jesus. Now, again, I think people out of respect for the name and the respect for Christianity, they don't call people don't ever call you Jesus, do they?
Once in a while, not too often, thankfully.
But they call you Jesus. Yet, if we have a Jorge, we usually call him George, I think. Or do we call people by their name, Hispanic name? I don't know. Like, people don't call me Tomaso, even though that's my name on the papers. They call me Thomas. Tomaso, Thomas. It doesn't matter. Anyway, just don't call him late for dinner. This is, Jesus is with the Grout Medic. You know, you would think, can you imagine an entire career made out of, an entire trade made for grout? Grout. Think about that. The Grout Medic. So what the heck can you do to stay busy as a grout medic? Well, I want to ask you something about grout in a minute here. 303-713-TALK is our number. And we just have lines wide open. You can talk about anything you want. And as the holidays approach, a lot of people, if they have problems, they put them off. Put them off. I'll just wait.
We got a great update.
Okay, and what is the topic of the update?
Jade.
The topic.
Okay, well, the topic is Jade, but I would say...
What was it, car?
I would say a restoration company that decided to be a full-blown contractor and remodel a house.
Here's what I want to say in general about that, okay? We got a lot going on here, so let's take it one at a time. I love this restoration follow-up. But this restoration was a blessing to this woman. She closed on her condo.
At noon.
And that evening, a pipe broke, or something happened.
Toilet valve, the cold water...
The night
broke.
Of the closing. She hadn't moved in.
33,000 gallons of water.
And as a result, she literally has a rebuilt, brand new place.
Yep, in the midst, yep.
All of this, brand new. Now, she could be upset, but why would she be? It's just delayed her moving in, but really... New carpeting, new walls, new everything, new, down to the studs. But here's the problem.
It was going really bad. When I first got over there, it was bad.
Here's the problem, and I want to say this in general. We got Zero Res of Denver, they're carpet cleaners. And they probably do a superior job. But many carpet cleaners put up another sign and say restoration, or they say emergency cleanup, that's fine too.
Sure.
You want to clean up water, clean it up. Do you ever do that?
We'll go in and suck out the water a lot of times for restoration companies.
Yeah, for them.
We'll suck it out, and then they'll take it from there.
But then they put up another shingle. So now they got carpet cleaning, a water cleanup, and then they have what they call restoration, and then they have something called rebuilding. Okay, now, why is renovation so much more expensive when you're doing it after a cleanup? Well, they'll give you excuses, but really it shouldn't be. Now, I remember with my show in Houston, when we had a flood, the Houston people are literally talked into building a house if they get any kind of moisture, any kind of wet. Why? Because what happens is the studs get wet or things get wet, and in Houston and in Texas, they think mold is Satan, and that it's not ever going to go away, ever. Once something's wet, you literally rebuild. They had to rewrite insurance policies in Texas because people were crazy. They were crazy. So without getting into that discussion on, you have to take out everything. And in Houston, even the dirt, they start from fresh because they had a leak. I mean, we've had people with leaky faucets that fought to have a new house. Okay, here's the deal. In this woman's case, she really did have a full restoration. But if you're hiring a restoration company, they might happen to be great people for rebuilding, but don't hire them because they're your restoration company. Here's what you do. First, you stop the leaks, you stop the water, you stop the intrusion, you stop. That's first. Second, you mitigate, meaning if there's still an opening, you close it. If there's still an open pipe, you fix it. Only immediate repairs and remedial mitigation, which means you simply stop the damage from furthering. And use any company you want for that. Shop around. You should have one right now, in your file that you can call. Right now, you should have everyone you need, so when you are under stress, you never have to think about it. Okay, so you get that company to stop. Don't ever engage them to rebuild, ever. Unless, when you're shopping for contractors to rebuild, you find them and you compare them to everyone else. Just because they showed up to stop the damage does not mean you should keep them for restoration. In fact, often, restoration companies are the worst company you could have to rebuild. And the restoration industry in general, they are rip-offs. The way they charge insurance companies and the way insurance companies accept it, it's become abusive. But everyone's rates go up because of that. We all bitch about things getting expensive. You hear people say, oh, well, we all pay for that. And we do. We all pay for that. We pay when people abuse insurance. Do you know that they'll put a blower in the house, and that blower they charge by the hour, and they leave it there? Just leave it. So if they have 5 or 6 blowers in your house, they're charging 6 times the hourly rate. And it just keeps going and going. It is absolutely ridiculous. I don't have any love for restoration companies, although I know they're necessary. And the good ones are good. But when it gets to rebuilding, they get ridiculous. You could probably have a place done for half of what they quote you. Now, let's go to your case, Mark, right after this. I want to know what you did about it, because what we found was this company, what's the name of it?
Well, it was SurfPro, but they hired some clowns.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
they had some.
Most of them do.
But SurfPro came through at the end. But I'll tell you what happened after the break.
All right, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Speaking of contractors, you won't do better than Art of Granite. Let's say you want to do kitchen countertops. You'll get the bathroom done free just because. They will also charge only wholesale for the materials, even if you buy somewhere else. They'll do it on their wholesale account. They will tear out and haul away free. The only thing you pay for is the fabrication and installation, and because they do that so efficiently, they can quote you on the phone. People hate quoting on the phone. Oh, let's get together. That means let's talk you into a higher price. No, they don't do that at Art of Granite. He's so proud of what he does. If you give him a call, he'll give you a pretty good price. Now, that price might vary by a few hundred or maybe $25, $30, $50, depending on the materials you pick at their showroom in Golden. He's a direct stone importer. He services the entire Front Range and mountain communities. Closed Sundays. artofgranite.net, 303-386-5919, 303-386-5919.
How long has this one been going on, Mark?
Which one?
The restoration one.
You know what I mean by ride the mics, right? When people talk,
It started probably,
and that background noise is deafening.
I want to say 3.5, 4 months ago.
What are we talking about?
Just when she closed on the house. I don't know exactly what she did, but she called us a couple months afterwards.
Shane, what do you know about that industry?
We actually tried to do a little bit of it a couple of years ago to start another division and do restoration.
Yeah.
And
opened
we
with,
just didn't know
Ideal.
because it's 24/7, 365.
Yeah, I
And
know.
we just didn't want to do it.
Yeah. That's when the calls come in, though.
Yeah, it's 24/7.
People don't plan their flood.
No.
So I guess we'll wait for Clint to do the follow-up scam call for Grandpa.
Where's Clint?
He had an appointment at 10, then he'll be in.
Maybe we should have Grandpa.
2
I'm
rooms
sorry?
for $79. 2 areas. 2 areas. 2 areas
Well,
for
is it
$79.
downstairs?
I didn't see it. I'll ask her to look for it.
I'm
Just
there's
ask
no
her if it's there.
end date.
It was
Yeah,
just
just
on
call
that
right
line.
now, get a book.
I mean, I'm just curious.
2 rooms for $79.
What do you think? I think
Marty,
I think you
have
did.
got
I
to
don't
sit down
remember
with
seeing
you
it down there. It's a
and
big
look at-
eyesore, you know? I think I would have seen it.
Yeah, but then again, we get used to something and then we stop seeing it.
Yeah, that's
Mark's
true.
getting too excited over there.
I'm reading
He's
some
got,
great
this is
hate
the
mail.
worst hate email he's got so far.
Oh,
man.
Mark,
I'm Ed McMahon.
Yes.
I'm Ed McMahon.
This guy does not, but he knows so much about you,
I know.
Mark. I mean, little details.
Your name, I spelled your name wrong.
That nothing was said about me, especially when I was married to him.
Where did you send it to
I'll
me?
send it to you.
I want to read it out loud.
Mark,
He
you're
wants
twisted.
you,
That's
he
all I have
wants you to
to
make
say.
T-shirts, Tom.
Don't ever let people know that it bothers you, ever, even if it does.
Oh, this guy doesn't bother me. You
No,
kidding
but
me?
I mean, or that you're repaying any
You
attention.
said that one guy bothered you, right?
I'm Ed McMahon. I think that's good.
There's a lot of money in the restoration business. There's no doubt about
I
that.
think Ed McMahon made more money than Joey Carson. What's that?
He
There's
did
a lot
on
of
that
money in the
lawsuit.
restoration business. If you can run it right,
I thought he
there's a lot.
Not right, there's not as much as running it wrong.
Geez, that would be fun. Yeah, actually, I recall something
Yeah,
like that.
I thought you.
Yeah,
I thought
they
he
get
needed
some price
that
gouging
from a
going pretty
lawsuit,
quick.
otherwise he would have been.
Like after hours, these guys will come in, stop the leak, put up some blowers.
Those fans are 50 bucks an hour or something.
Overnight, they can rack up, $16,000.
He did mention me. He
Not
says,
just-
I don't know how his sweet wife puts up with his BS. Oh.
So we never charged hourly on the fans. It was just a daily rate.
Well, you,
For everything.
what do you mean for what though? You don't.
For the equipment, your DQs, your fans, we would just
So
charge a
you
daily
were
rate.
in that
We did it for a little bit. Yeah.
restoration or mitigation?
Well, mitigation, we'd suck it out. You'd take down the drywall, you'd rip out stuff, you'd lay down fans, DQs. You'd have to put plastic up, and if there was mold, like anything with mold or anything with asbestos, we couldn't touch it. We had to bring in other companies to deal with it. And
I assume you lost money doing it. That's why you got out of it.
it was just, we were just willing to do the 24/7. And when we just couldn't find the people, the personnel to run it.
You know, the big ones advertise so heavily too, man.
We made money doing it, but it was for a year that we did it. So
It seems like having people on 24/7
You have to.
costs a ton.
you've got to keep them on.
How does that work when you have an employee like that? You actually pay them even
On
when...
call.
Okay, so they go on the clock, if you will, when the call
they're
comes.
called out and go, but you don't run them on the clock 24/7.
Yeah, I gotcha.
They're just on call.
You know, there's nothing wrong with making money. So I just have this thing inside of me. I don't know what it is, but it's almost a mental thing. I can't watch people not get value. I mean, even when we have a chance to charge someone because they really want to be with us and they want to take advantage of the internet, of the referral list, and even if they're willing, it's hard for me. I can't. I just can't. I got some value.
You got to have value there,
We've
right?
had discussions about that, and but I really, really mean it to a point where even if no one knows about it, I get pissed. Like, if I see someone advertising too much, actually, you're not getting a return on this. This is bullshit. You know, we gotta help you.
It didn't get a vote. Perhaps the grass will be greener
That's why I
in
would
the
make
new
a
year.
terrible sales.
He's certainly stirring the pot in the
No.
Senate. Have what
It's
people
selling
are waiting
commercials.
for.
You know what their solution to everything is? Buy more.
Yeah.
Buy more, buy more.
Not let's tweak.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Denver Egress Windows. Speaking of construction, the Senate family in town, what Senate windows they have, I think they still have that even. They've been in business for so many years. I've known them for the full 30 I've been here. 40. Here's the deal. You know what an egress window is? Do you even know? By that name, you really don't know. They're window wells, you know, they're escape routes. And they're critical. But we never think of them, right? But they do look ugly or they leak. They can rebuild them. And the builders put in lousy corrugated steel. They rebuild that with either beautiful pavers or they do a composite material. They can also punch brand new ones if you want to open up some square footage legally. Or you want to do a walkout basement and you have a flat lot. Yes. They can terrace down to a patio leading into your basement. I'm talking about even on a flat lot. Now, they don't dig out basements from crawl space. I'm not talking about that. If you already have a basement and you want to open it up, they can do that. Why don't you go see them online and you'll see what I mean, okay? And you can go to their website. It's Denver Egress Window, singular, denveregresswindow.com. All right, 303-713-TALK. Help, information, and referrals. But there is something very special I want to ask. It is the holiday season for many. Shopping abounds. I want to know the very best deal you have found this year. Whether you bought it or not, I don't care. The very best deal, period. I want to know what it is. The very best deal. I saw one. I could not believe it. A Lenovo laptop computer. After the instant rebates and sales, Windows 10, RAM had 4 gigs they do of RAM now. It had a hard drive, 1 terabyte. Mark, I could not believe it.
How much?
Had the new processor. I told you, and you said to me after I told you the price, you can't even buy Windows 10 for that.
Oh, it was like $189?
No, $134.
That's crazy.
$134. Come on, a laptop? Oh my gosh. And we're talking about a screaming fast little laptop. It's not a gaming computer. But $134?
They had PS4s and Xboxes, $199 almost everywhere, which is insane. On Black Friday, at least.
You know what they should do is give away those games. They should give away the consoles. But they make so much money on the games. Of course, Sony, they don't make the money on the games, on the Xbox games, unless they produce the games. On many they do, but mostly, you know, Steam and services like that make so much money. They should supplement people. Here's what you do. If you get a membership on Steam or another software provider for games, we will give you a coupon worth X off your Xbox or PlayStation. Wouldn't that be a great marketing campaign? Really? Okay, give us calls. We always get slow around the holidays, so you can get right through. If ever you just wanted to unload, 303-713-TALK. Now this follow-up. The woman closes on her condo, the young woman.
It's a house. It's a house.
Oh, a house. I'm sorry. You're right. The thing burst. The toilet bursts that night. She's not there. 34,000 gallons or whatever. Now, she had to basically rebuild her place, which in the end is going to turn out that she's going to have a better place. But she hires ServPro. ServPro, they're a mitigation company, right? They come in and disaster company.
Yeah. So
what happened?
So they come in, they meet with the insurance company.
And she was very frustrated.
They sell her on the remodel or the rebuild. So they get $30,000 roughly from the insurance company to come in, redo the first floor, the flooring, some of the drywall, the bathroom, the finished basement. They get $30,000. So halfway in, 3-4 months goes by, and almost nothing's getting done over there. So she calls into the show. I go out there, and sure enough, the subs that ServPro hired just aren't doing their job. In fact, they fired some of them. They decided, after a nice conversation, to let her out. So I brought Moses in from Peakview Remodeling.
Moses was here yesterday. So they decided to let her out. So ServPro admitted they had clowns working for them as subs.
Yes, but what we had to figure out is how much work did they actually do that had value. So Moses
in other words, how much should she pay them?
So we came up with $14,000. So they ended up keeping $14,000. Then I brought Matt in.
Did they refund the rest?
It wasn't dispersed yet.
Okay.
You follow from
so
the insurance company.
So they're not going to charge. They're not going to charge.
and they legitimately had $14,000 worth of work done.
So they're only going to charge the insurance $14,000.
Yep, and they let her out of the contract.
Gotcha. Good.
So then I also got Matt involved. You know who Matt is. Paragon.
Oh, our public adjuster.
You know what Matt figured out?
What?
Listen to this. We talk about how great public adjusters are. Here's another great example. She had code upgrade insurance that, you know, the insurance company didn't want to talk about, I guess, when they were talking to ServPro, or ServPro didn't know to bring it up. Bottom line is Matt got her over another $20,000.
Are you crapping me?
No. So now she's got this house. It's 2 stories. So you got 1 story and the basement was finished. The flood was on the 1st story. You now have new flooring, new drywall, new knockdown, new paint, new tile, new.
Okay, we got it, man. This is great. Great. Thank you. That's great, Mark. And Peakview Remodeling is out of the Springs. Let's talk to Ron. Ron, you have an identity theft problem. I'm going to get to all of your calls, and then we have a special from Zero Res of Denver. Go ahead. What's going on, Ron?
I've received a letter from U.S. Bancorp Investments regarding a compromise to my investment account.
Now, okay, is this a place that you invest with, that it's familiar with?
Yeah, I've been with them for a couple of years.
Okay, so then they tell you your account was compromised.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
Now since that, I am very comfortable with my financial advisor.
How may I ask, what did they propose to do as a result of this breach?
Nothing.
Oh, because I had one of my accounts breach, or this service did. It wasn't investment, but they offered, it was at AT&T, no, whatever it was, they did a free monitoring for me of credit. They didn't offer anything?
I'm very comfortable with.
No, I know you said that, but Ron, what did they recommend you do about the security breach?
To contact the credit bureaus.
And put a freeze on it or whatever. Okay, so but they didn't offer any help. That's crap. Anyway, you're comfortable with your investment advisor, ergo.
And I just let it go, you know, because I trust him.
Sure.
So since that happened, that was on November 27th. I got the letter, and what him and I agreed to, and it made perfectly good sense because it's an investment account. Nothing's going to happen in that account until him and I talk. You know, we're not going to move any money around.
Right, so what happened?
We're not going to take any money out. So so I let that go. On December 11th,
yes,
my wife got a letter from Chase.
Yeah.
And
what did it say?
I'm going to try to explain that to you.
Well, you don't have to do a lot of explaining. Was it another breach?
An attempt was made to an application for a credit card was made.
Okay.
And from talking to them, it's not in the letter, but in talking to them, my wife's Social Security number was used in this fraudulent credit card application.
Okay, gotcha.
So I am very curious. U.S. Bank tells me that they did not, that my Social Security numbers weren't let out.
But let me ask you something here, Ron. Was more than just your account hacked at that U.S. Bancorp, or was it a breach of the system? That's a really important question. Do you know if it was a widespread breach or just you?
It was recently a third-party vendor notified us and other financial institutions that some account information may have been compromised.
Was it for just your account, or was this breach widespread?
I am guessing.
Well, we got to do more than guess. Let me tell you why, Ron. If the breach at U.S. Bancorp was just your account, and now someone tried to apply with this credit card, then it tells me you and your wife have a problem somewhere. But if it was a widespread breach at U.S. Bank, then what happened? They used that information to get your Social Security number, which once they have that information, they can easily get your social. So, but it's really important because is someone targeting you and your wife because they somehow got your information, or was it a result of a wider breach? You need to find that out, but keep going with your story. So what happened after you found out about this credit card app? And by the way, bravo to Chase for stopping this. And I don't even know how. They contacted you because of the credit freeze, or why did they contact you?
Because the way they explained it, the application was made and it was approved.
Why did they contact you?
Because they then further, let's see, we couldn't confirm your information, so they closed the account.
Okay, good. That's
and
good.
Then they call. And
yeah, they notified you. They notified you. Okay, Ron. So far, you've dodged some bullets. So, what is your concern right now? That obviously you and your wife are the victim of some credit of some info breaches, right?
Right.
Well, you should be concerned.
I've contacted U.S. Bank and asked them what information was revealed, and they're telling me it wasn't
Ron,
my wife's Social Security number.
Ron, you seem to be hanging on that because you mentioned now this twice now that her Social Security number was used in the app, yet Chase says they did not get the Social Security number. What difference does it make to you whether they got your Social Security number or not at Chase, because they got everything else? What difference does that make? It has nothing. Go ahead.
I am worried that U.S. Bank didn't tell me what was accessed.
Okay, Ron, it doesn't matter. Because if any information was accessed, it's bad. So I know what you're saying. You're saying, I want to know exactly what they got because I want to know where to be paranoid. No, 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 no. Because any information they got from an investment account can be used to get further information. You don't have to get information from one spot. What they did was they got enough information that they can get your Social Security number and they can get other things. So it just keeps going and going and going. There may not be one source of all the information breached on you. That's why I need to know, and you need to find out, if their system had a security breach, or was it your account and maybe just a couple others? That is of supreme importance. And hold on, and we'll come back to that. Did he
actually lock his credit, though? That I'd never heard.
A credit freeze?
Yeah, did you freeze it?
We'll find out. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Ron, I'm hoping, really, you can just call them before we continue. Just call them. Suzanne, I want to keep him on or call him right back. He needs to call and find out. Say to the U.S. Bancorp, listen, I just want to know that security breach we had back in November. Was that just a few accounts or was it widespread? That is of utmost importance, all right? I'll tell you another thing of utmost importance. When it comes to investing, become the banker.info. Don't take it lightly. It is not an investment to get rich quick. It is not appropriate for everyone. But if you want an account that will grow tax-free, that you can access anytime you want without penalties and without calling it income, then you need to look into it. Become the banker.info. I'm not going to try to defend the concept because it's been around 125 years. You buy life insurance only to get this cash account. That life insurance is frosting. It's just icing on the cake. What the real deal is, getting this cash account that every dime you put in, other than the cost of insurance, goes to cash value and grows tax-free. Guaranteed 4% plus 1% dividend, and that's becomethebanker.info.
I don't know what info for Blue Link you're talking about.
This is Denver's Top Station 6.
I'm trying to figure out.
Let me talk to hit that old guy real quick so I can ask him something.
Do you know how?
What's his name, Ron?
Yeah, Ron. Oh, somebody's already on with him. I can't. Do you know how many people?
I want to talk to him.
Here's what I find. In my calls, I always get the hook that people are hung up on. There's always one thing they're hung up on. This guy was hung up on the fact that
Hey, Ron, it's Mark. How are
his
you?
wife's social was used.
I'm good,
but
man.
the other place that they didn't give out that they didn't.
You got to assume it all got taken.
No, it's good. Don't worry. Let me ask you, did you actually lock it, though? That's all I care about right now.
We know
Did
that
you
guy,
go to
so
each
it
of the
doesn't
3
matter.
credit bureaus and
We
lock
want
it
to help
online?
people figure out the bigger issues. So.
He will take care of you like one of his own. He has thousands of loyal customers and has been in business more than 20 years. He cares about you. 303-455-70.
So did you do this?
No, but did you go to like transunion.com and literally lock your account? That's what I'm trying to find
My
out.
show was.
Okay.
Yeah, same exact show. It was in
Okay, good.
Where are you right now?
Just here.
Okay, with all of them, with TransUnion and Equifax and...
the iHeartRadio app.
Okay.
Now, syndication is still really good for those who can really do it.
Okay, I got you. All right, that's good. If you locked it, that's good. I didn't know if you
Those
did
are
that.
going away
Oh,
because of the apps.
Sure.
So, but the good news about the app is we
I
are
can't tell if you
one of
locked it or
the
not.
most streamed shows and one of the highest downloads. Not in the world. I mean, just in America.
That's great.
So,
Okay, Blue Lake.
it's a weird kind of show. You know?
Yeah.
Because so many people want to talk politics.
When I tried to register the VIN number to my Blue Link account,
Yeah.
it says that I can't because it's already, that vehicle's registered, it's not
Oh,
registered in
that's
my
Clint.
name.
You need to have a new email
Clint is
address.
being admitted to the hospital.
Oh, man.
Oh, come on.
So,
And he took our heat exchanger.
appendicitis.
Oh, he said 3 times, he said.
No, he's had it and he wouldn't deal with it. I feel bad for him.
Maybe I just create a register under your name and an email. I just want to be sure you didn't already have a login for it.
That's right. You need a new email
If you or
address.
someone you know is abusing
I know
alcohol,
it's a pain,
prescription drugs,
he
or
says that
illegal
all the
drugs,
time.
or if it's a mental health issue.
I don't
You know what I'm saying?
I don't even see an email on it.
No,
On
he
my
has his
Hyundai
appendix out. You're talking to me.
When I log in, I
It's
see the old
minimally
vehicles I
invasive
used
nowadays.
to
They
own
go in
in my
and
name.
they
The
suck it out.
Sonata
They-
was in
they-
my
they
name.
pulverize it and suck it out.
You said 2 weeks?
But I'm just talking about.
I got something from Blue
The
Lake.
doctors
I
will
don't know.
tell
I think
them
I
us
just
for 2 weeks easily.
I don't know what I
Can you
did.
even though
search
it's
it?
not
There,
that-
Hyundai.
Invasive anymore.
Just do my Hyundai.
You know, think about it. He's over
One word or
50.
2, my
And he's
Hyundai.
got a pen. It's a surgery, no
Now,
matter how you look
enter,
at it. Nothing like
and if
it
you
used
don't
to be.
see
They
it,
used to have
scroll
to
down
cut
and
through
look
your
at trash.
abdominal muscles.
Right.
There are no. There's nothing. They moved the muscle out
Welcome
of
to
the
my
way.
Hyundai. Maybe
Did
that's
they
what I
actually
need.
suck it out?
They go in.
I
and
need
somehow
that for the app.
There's a
So
little
can you
thing.
call-
You
can
can
you
look
set
at it
it up
online.
or
and
forward it?
chops it up.
So kind of like the polyps, when they do that with polyps?
I don't know. I don't know if it's the same. They chop up the appendix and suck it out. They
Wow.
no longer have to go. In fact, they don't cut through any
What did you want me
vital
to do with
tissue
Ron?
or
You
anything.
talked to him?
They make small holes.
I don't know if he wants to go back. I wanted to make sure he locked it. It
Look
didn't
up
sound like he locked it to me.
Minimally
Okay, if
invasive.
Tom wanted him to make a call,
Who?
you don't want to go back to Ron. You want him to make the call first
Yeah, I really do.
and then go back.
If he's got that credit locked and that fraud thing on there, he should be all right. As far as someone opening a new account. I think it just freaked him out when he got that letter. That would freak anybody out.
Of course. Oh my God.
Target was a big one. Remember that? They hacked into Target years ago. Target bought 1 year of whatever for everybody.
Wow. Some of these laptops. Well, why don't they just give them away? Here, come on, get your laptop.
Well, I think it's funny that if you go by, if you went to Micro Center
Are they
right
just
now,
trying to get you in the store to buy other stuff? Yes, sir.
I don't know, Windows 10 would be easily, I think, $199. And here's a laptop that comes with it for $139. It's crazy.
Amazing.
100.
Maybe Microsoft changed its. No, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to look right now. I'm going to see how much Windows 10 is at Micro Center.
Damn your tape. Some of the things you buy.
Well, yeah, but then a lot of stuff's free shipping. Windows.
What is a laser TV? That I'm not sure. A laser TV.
Yeah, look, Windows 10's $199.
At Micro Center? Wow.
That's Windows 10 Pro. Windows 10 Home's $139.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Fix it 24/7. We'll come to your home, tune up your furnace, clean it up, fix it up, almost refurbish the dang thing for $39. I had it done at my house. They take out the blower motor. They pulled it out, put it down on a mat. They take out all the components they can. They clean them separately with solvents. They go in, make adjustments, clean the burners, do the filter, even clean the cabinet. They put it all back together, and they give you no breakdown guarantee. If you have a problem, you'll know about it, and anything you have done, they will give you a $77 discount. Okay, so that's Fix It 24/7, fixmyhome.com. Now this deal, because it's so extraordinary, it was only 10 the other day. I got him to do 20. 20 of these. Just call 720-526-3939. Welcome to the show. Let's talk. And we actually do have a couple email questions I'll get to for Shane from Zero Res of Denver. But right now I want to talk to people who've been waiting a while. And Eric is one of them. Eric, what's happening, sir?
How are you doing?
Good, man. What's happening with you?
On the 16th of November, I live in a condo with underground parking. I came down to my car to go to work, and there was about 3.5 feet of water in the
Wait,
garage.
3.5 feet?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. So how far did that come up on your car, and how long was it sitting there?
I was sitting there a couple hours, and it came up. I have a Ford Connect Transit, the small one, and so it's a small.
Was it up to the floorboards where it could seep in the cabin?
It got in the bottom of the cabin. It got up into the.
Oh, wait! It soaked your carpets in there?
Yeah, it got into the carpet.
Oh no, that sucks,
Anyway,
man. Oh, wait, hold on. So when did you say this happened?
November 16th.
Okay, and what was the cause? I'm just curious about that.
Well, they were going to be fixing a pipe, and the utilities marked the wrong pipe.
Gotcha.
The excavator hit it, the wrong one, and so...
Yeah, there's all kinds of blame to go around, but what are they doing about all these cars? Because you know you're not the only one. What are they doing?
Well, my roommate's car was totaled by family, his insurance.
Are you insured?
Yeah, I was insured.
What kind of car do you have? Did you say that Ford what?
A Ford van. It's a little minivan.
Oh, okay. A Ford minivan. And what year was it?
2010.
Okay, so we're not talking about a piece of junk, right? How many miles?
I mean, it has 145,000.
Okay.
Anyway, what happened, I filed a claim about a week later because the were going to contact our insurance, and I was going to...
You should always, no matter what people say, you should always contact your insurance. So, where is it right now? Tell me the status right now.
So I contacted my insurance.
What's the status right now as far as your insurance company? Are they going to pay you anything? Now, by the way, what?
I was driving it, and...
Okay. Hold on a sec. We have a connection problem, and you're going in and out. But yes, I can. But listen to this. I'll get the story. I will get the story. But I just need to know, is your insurance company paying anything toward this claim? That's a yes or a no.
Well, they were, but then I talked to the condo association. She says, I need the information about the shop where the car is so I can have our adjuster look at it.
All right.
I assumed meant that they were ultimately going to quickly have their insurance.
Yeah.
They wanted to, Geico, my insurance wanted to give me $4,600.
Okay. And they were going to total it?
Total it, yeah.
Okay. And were you, by the way, happy with that?
I thought it was pretty low, and I told them that, and they said, no, that's what
all right.
we can do.
Well, we can fight that, but they were going to offer $4,600. Then you hear from this gal who says, hey, we want our adjuster to take a look at it. So what happened then? Did they look at it, and did they make an offer?
Well, I told Geico that the condo insurance agent was going to look at it, so they backed out. They said, okay, we're done. They pulled my rent car,
Right. They figured, hey, it's not our problem anymore. These guys are taking over. So what happened then? Did the condo association come through?
I called this condo association president, and she said, "Oh, we haven't ascertained what fault it is. It could be the utilities." So
ultimately, Eric, did they come through or not? Yes or no?
No.
Why? That they said are they basically saying they're not responsible or an act of God? What are they saying?
They're saying that if they have a claim, that ultimately they're responsible, and they still haven't ascertained who is responsible. So it's the utilities excavating company and the condo association.
See. They're saying it's up in the air as to who's responsible. I get you. And by the way, they might be true. I mean, that might be true. I mean, what did the condo association do wrong, right? But then you would think they would have insurance, but then the bylaws would cover damages and all of that happened to you. So right now, are you pretty much in limbo? You're not getting any action from Geico, and you're not getting any action from the condo association. Is that where it stands?
And I'm out of pocket $600 to rent a car.
Right. So here's what you should do.
I don't have a car.
You should go your insurance route. You call up your insurance and say, look, I'm insured, and this is exactly why I'm insured. So while they're trying to figure this out, I want to negotiate a settlement for a total. And really, and you tell them this. When you call, you say this. You should have never dropped this claim. You got to use these terms, please. You should have never dropped the claim, because even if another party turns out to be responsible and you have evidence, then you subrogate. That is what I'm paying for. And if you do not pay me and subrogate, and if you leave me hanging, I am going after bad faith penalties. Now, I'm serious. You got to do exactly that.
I called him back. I called the adjuster at Geico back, and so you chose to go with the other party, so we're out.
No, they're not.
Said,
no. Can we listen, Eric? Did he ultimately say we'll take another look, or does he still contend you're out?
He said, I called him and talked to him. He said, out.
When was the last time you talked to him?
2 days ago.
Okay, but you didn't use my words, did you?
No.
Okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to call him back, and I want you to say exactly these terms, not in the words, but the terms. First, it's up to you guys to cover me and subrogate. That's why I have an insurance contract. It's not at your option. Please say that. And if you do not, I am pursuing bad faith immediately, plus going to the insurance commissioner's office. They cannot choose to let you go because you said you're going with the condo association. Now, I am overtime, but Eric, I can't put it any more plain than that. Do it and call us back, please. 303-713-TALK.
This report is sponsored by Panera Bread.
What's that?
We're getting a lot of complaints. Geico's a terrible company.
Are they?
Yeah.
Who?
Geico.
Geico, we've had a lot of...
Geico's
the one
with subsidiary of Allstate.
You know that.
Yeah, Geico's a subsidiary of Allstate.
No, you're thinking of Esurance.
Geico is.
Geico is... Come on, really? Oh, I know Esurance is.
Yeah. But I've heard Geico is just a terrible company.
Who did? Donald Trump got my brother a place to live. And of course, he's always in the middle of a lawsuit where he's going to get 20 to 30 million. Lucky man.
6:30 K-How.
Always. I just need a new agreement. I shouldn't be fun, but it's accurate.
You said Geico's owned by Berkshire Hathaway?
Really?
It's a wholly owned subsidiary of Berkshire Hathaway.
Allstate.
He owns Allstate.
And I'm glad we're making up time. I love you, you're my brother. I'm sorry we had some difficult times. And when I was in prison, I didn't
remember we're on.
But they said that I could
Did they hear this? Probably.
But I'm not crazy at all.
texted you what Frank wanted to talk about for his live.
Frank Duran.
And, okay, so I want 11:15.
They're bonded by Sears.
Who? Allstate's huge. I think you're thinking insurance. And I know that just because I had insurance. And there is no customer service. It's like Allstate's like, I don't even know how to put it. They're cheap. We're trying to compete with progressive type things.
Dan, do you even listen anymore? Do you use forward?
I don't know, I've never listened to it.
You haven't?
What insurance do you use for your business? What do they call it?
So we use, oh crap, it's State Auto.
So it's like a garage keeper's policy? Or? What does it cover? Just negligence in the house?
No, there's a variety of different things. Cover a certain amount of that for transporting rugs, if we damage things in a home, but it covers all of our trucks.
Furniture if you damage it?
Yep, all of that. Our trucks, obviously.
It's one big umbrella commercial policy.
Allstate's its own company.
It is.
Traded publicly.
What's that?
Allstate, traded publicly, ALL.
See what it says about insurance. Who owns it?
Is this me? Hi, Tom Martino. This is me, right?
I didn't know you were back either.
You'll never believe it, Mama.
That was a commercial? That's crazy.
Do me a favor. If you come back and you don't see me, like, paying attention, just say over the speaker, we're back or something. Just real, because sometimes I get, like...
Okay, let's see. Well, you're right on those laptops, so that's just...
I know. Okay, what's this? I'm done with escape rooms, man. I'm just done.
Never done one.
Have you gotten done one?
I've done. No, escape rooms?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done.
You don't like them?
I'm just done with the concept. I mean, they're all like kind of the same things. Don't you think?
Yeah, we thought it was pretty cool.
Allstate bought
It
insurance.
was fun, but
I liked it.
Allstate bought insurance.
Yeah.
the one that you got us, it was fun. It was fun, but then a second one, that was fun. But then it just starts to get like
all the same. Some of them have, don't they have multiple themes? You walk in and the one place has got like 5 different rooms. We did one in Vegas with the kids. It was all right.
$2 billion on their
We didn't, well, I guess we solved it, but they gave us a hint.
Did you do it in an allotted time?
I think we had an allotted time. So, yeah, we did, but they gave you hints if you requested them.
Yeah.
So here it says Allstate bought insurance to take on Geico Director.
Oh.
It's just cut rate, though. There's really no...
This guy really tore you. I get worse letters than that.
I shade you for most of them.
Yeah.
I do. I'm like, what's the purpose?
You respond.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We are here to solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints. Okay, I want to say this. This is very important. What was the best savings you have found, or what is the best savings you have found? Now, if you want to talk about savings, I just want to throw in this Cam Solar thing. Solar systems usually are a long-term investment, but because of tax credits and financing, you can own the system and you start saving immediately. Thanks to Cam Solar. By the way, they are eggheads. I call them that because they're engineers that own and run this place. So they have calculated this system to be the max for whatever your lot can produce. Okay, bottom line, the money you're paying toward the system is cheaper than electric. You no longer pay electric. Once the system's paid off, you don't have any monthly energy bills. And all the systems are guaranteed either 20 to 25 years, depending on the components, along with production. The only thing you should do is see if your lot gets enough solar radiation to make it pay. Remember, no money out of pocket because of tax credits, ever. And small monthly payments with immediate savings. Here's the website, okay? GoCamSolar.com/troubleshooter. That will get you the form to fill out with no obligation and a free analysis of your lot. GoCamSolar.com. Okay, 303-713-TALK. Ron is back. I want to go to him. I'll go back to the guy who I was going to go to.
He hung up, Tom.
Ron did hang up?
Oh, the other guy you were going to go back to
Why
with
did
the
he hang
flooded,
up?
I don't know, with the flooded car, I think is who you're talking
Well,
about.
I could have helped him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so the guy with the flooded car.
You told him what to do, though. He's got to go back to his insurance
Right,
company.
yeah, that's true, too. Ron. Okay, so Ron, you have an investment account with U.S. Bancorp, and you have had it for a while. It was compromised, and then after that, another sneaky thing, weird thing happened. Your wife's social was used on a credit card app. So what I want to know is, was that targeted towards you guys, or was it a widespread breach at U.S. Bancorp? And that'll tell us which direction to go.
I just got off the phone with Jesse at U.S. Bancorp.
Yes, yes.
And all he would admit to was, he said a small portion of the accounts were...
Of all the accounts.
Pardon?
A small portion of all the accounts. In other words,
yes.
It wasn't just you. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, so now we know it's not something you guys did or somewhere you visited or someone you gave information to. It's a widespread breach. A small portion of information got out, and the small portion of information was used to gather more information. That's how it's done. That's how phishing is done. They never get all the information in one place. So right now, I think Mark talked to you off the air. You got to get credit freezes on everything.
We've done that. We've got a 1-year
good
fraud alert on Equifax, so, and supposedly when we did that yesterday, that's going to put it on all of them.
I think it does. Now, this is what's important. Every single time someone tries to use your information where it requires a credit report, you are immediately notified.
Plus, he really does want to freeze them too. You know what happens when
they're frozen?
Well, that's what
he did. A freeze.
Well, he said he's got a fraud alert. I'm hoping he freezes them. He can double check, but it'll actually come back as 0 for your credit score. I didn't know that.
But when you freeze, you have to use a PIN number to get it, right?
That's right.
Now, can you just, as a matter of practice, always have a frozen? Always.
I always try to freeze mine. I forgot to refreeze one when I had to unfreeze it to get something.
All right, so freeze, freeze, freeze. Okay, let's keep going. And this is Elaine. Elaine, welcome to the show. What's happening?
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Elaine.
I purchased a car new in California many years ago, and I want to sell it now, but I have lost the title.
Okay, was the title ever put in your name?
Yes.
And was it put in your name in California or in Colorado?
California.
You never registered it in Colorado?
Well, I registered the vehicle.
Then your title had to be Colorado. Hold on, we'll talk about it. I promise I have a solution coming up.
I hate when you do that. Look, they hit you with all these. 1, 2, 3, 4,
We find the
5.
price of the market to generate multiple offers.
Look at this, December
Nobody
16,
ever calls
16,
me home, are they
16.
cars?
That's what I got when I bought the vehicle. They hit it.
Financial
But,
problems.
and here's what it says now. Now it says this year, I got 6 new, I don't know. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, it just sucks.
Contractors, home improvements were the #1 this year. And then used cars.
And then the other thing is, and then this is through, I want to say, Equifax.
So my dad always says,
This blows me
we
away.
want you to be happy with the
So,
work.
TransUnion, it's 786.
Oh, really? That much? Holy shit.
And I didn't know that until yesterday.
I heard the talking different. I thought they were, I knew they were different.
No, it's massive.
Do you look at that as a trade?
Actually, anything over 720 is good, right?
I guess so, but here's the other one. Look, okay, so this is even weirder. Let me find Barclay Law.
Mostly for bone marrow.
All these credit card companies give you free ones. But Barclay uses even a different one. I forget who they use.
They use your own one, or?
No, they use one of the 3.
No, a lot of them stuff, they use their own little series.
Well, yeah, but the back end of it, it'll say that it is,
Make a big difference.
Absolutely.
Now, the way they do it, the wrong steps here is amniotic fluid.
So this one actually is, these are actual FICO.
Wrong.
So this one's there. So I got 720, 756, 786 on the 3.
But I thought I was told that anything above maybe 740. is it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's 850 or that.
I don't know, man. I would guess you can still have higher. I mean, over 8 would be. It's still better than over 720, no matter how you look at it.
Well,
maybe for some stuff like mortgages, really dig into stuff.
Insurance is amazing. Insurance really helps to have a good credit score.
Oh man, I gotta leave off for this guy.
So we should play every Wednesday?
Yeah,
whatever
maybe
day. Tuesday.
Man.
Maybe Tuesday if we start playing on Thursday with the league.
I will never do it until I'll never do it in the middle of the fast again. Man, I had a headache last night that I wanted just to rip my head off.
Was it dehydration?
It had to be because I don't know what else it would be. But you know, I drink about 10 of these throughout the day, but I'm not used to jumping on that court. But the muscles last night, man.
My shoulders a little sore.
I felt so good this morning. I just got to start doing that. I know how good that was for me.
Yeah.
I got to start running around again. I wasn't really running on the court yesterday.
Oh,
I loved it though, man. I loved it.
Did you play racquetball?
Yeah, well, I haven't played forever. This old guy here beat the heck out of me.
Whoa, I'm spry.
That's awesome.
The spry guy here.
Very good.
No, I was shocked you were better than I thought. But you said you played a few years ago.
Oh, 6 years ago.
Yeah, well, I'm 10, so there.
What are we talking about?
Racquetball. It was
you gotta watch the old dudes at racquetball.
He was telling me that some of the guys in the league, these really fat dudes, man, they can hit that ball. They'll get you on the serve.
Well, see, they get, and then they stand in the middle.
They don't move.
Yeah. And they blocked it. I got you. That's smart, actually.
Well, no, you hit them a couple times, they'll move.
I whizzed one
I had
out
an instructor in college that took racquetball. Holy crap. The dude didn't move, but he could place that ball anywhere he wanted to and just absolutely kick your rear. Strategery. There you go, Bush.
But that's just if they don't move, it depends upon how they hit. If they hit in the corners, that's fine. But
if they're blocking your, impeding your way, you can't do that. But he didn't have to move because of how he would hit it and where he hit it. He had no freaking chance of returning it.
Yep. No, there's some really.
It was amazing to me. It was
They
frustrating.
keep it 6 inches off the floor.
Yep.
And
Was this a one-off or is it something you're getting into?
No, he's got me. I'm going to join this. What sucks is, you said I can do a makeup. I'm going to join this league, but I want to start playing with him. Is the league once a week, too?
On Thursdays.
So do you want to play one day and then we do the
That's
league?
what I say. If we do Tuesday, that way we get the day to rest there and stuff.
That's very smart. Let's do that.
How long have you been playing?
Oh, this is my first time I played 6 years.
Oh, very cool.
I played with one of my neighbors. This is how I calculated how long ago, because he lived next to me at the time. It was over 10 years ago. Do you see that racket, how it came apart?
Was it wooden?
No. My racket was so old that what came apart was the grip.
Oh,
it literally
disintegrated.
And you need a glove too.
Hey, Tom,
for Christmas.
What was that email that came through?
There's more than one.
Okay.
There's more than one, and I'll show it to you, or I'll read it. I'll read it on the air. I have a policy about emails not reading them beforehand. Tell them why, Mark. We never do it. We never talk
want it to be cold.
That's right. And here's what happens. If I talk about, it's not challenging.
We don't want you to think about it.
I don't want you to think about it at all, because I don't want you, and as I said, it just never works. But maybe I just want to.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, no. And they're not.
If it's an issue, I sort of address it.
No, there's no issues. I would always tell you issues. Oh, absolutely. This is on Facebook.
Hey,
and on
Matt is
YouTube.
a fiduciary, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you read his memo? I didn't read it yet.
What memo?
He sent us a memo after meeting with the attorney.
No, I'm not talking about him. I don't know what you're
Wait,
looking
did you guys talk about that Chris Watts dude up north that killed his wife and 2 daughters?
Yeah, what about it?
I was just watching some things on it last night. Holy crap. The first interview of the cops and his body cam interviewing him at his house when they first initially reported she was missing. Dude, he was weird. Oh, he was totally weird. And the cop knew. He knew he was busted.
He knew that guy knew.
The fiance of this girl, he said, the reason I didn't call police, she came to me, said, I'm breaking up with you. It's over. Can you take care of our little girl? Not take care of her. She didn't really say that. She just left the girl like she does. They swap off. She left the girl, said, by the way, we're breaking up, okay? And then she left. He said, why would I call the cops? I didn't know where she was. I didn't even know she was missing. So in other words, I don't think this fiance was involved in it. I don't think so. Do you?
I thought there was a phone that last time they were able to ping it was a night owl. I don't know what happened to that.
I haven't heard about this one. But the Chris Watts one, the neighbor had a video camera watching him back up into his garage that morning, like at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Listen, I don't want to talk to anybody about this expert metallurgic I have.
And the very first interview at the neighbor's house, the cop's sitting there watching it, and he's watched the video for the first time, realizing, oh crap, I know,
submitted them to X-rays. And
so here's another thing. This is a weird thing. He's getting a bunch of love letters from women.
And there was zero.
I just heard that this morning.
Well, I don't think there was penetration. I still go back to the actual crack part, though. I don't know. I thought because of that plumb line a long time ago, just if it's got a crack, then it's more susceptible to open up.
To go through. There must be penetration.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. This hour brought to you by Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ. Listen, I usually talk about how adults can get this done in 2 years because they expedite the process. But what you need to know is how it works on children. I'm a consumer advocate. I always look for things like this. So you're going to have a treat this hour. We're going to talk about all kinds of new and different things and your problems, questions, complaints. I'll get right to the phones. 303-713-TALK. We have Shane with us from Zero Res Denver, and they are carpet cleaners using powered water. We got a couple messages for them. And then we have a buddy from the referral list coming in, stopping by, Jesus. I've known Jesus since he was really, in your early 20s, right? Right, Jesus?
Yeah, I was 24 years old when I met you.
And now you're 34. Doesn't he look like 16?
That's what you said.
Jesus. Anyway, we'll talk to these guys. And then we have some issues coming up that are very interesting, okay? And I just invite you to stay here and to take it all in. Now, Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ, let me explain this. If you have kids, the earlier the better to get them in for orthodontics. Now, they don't believe in traditional orthodontics. Dr. Kent Lawson pioneered the new orthodontics, and here's how it works. Listen, my kids, and I'm doing it, both of my kids, I pay $140 a month for each kid. That's all you pay. No lump sums, and that when it's done, it's done. $140. They wear mouthpieces at night that are gradually widening their palate. These mouthpieces change over the time. You pay one monthly fee for the consultations, the mouthpieces. Then, when they get a little older and their teeth are pretty straight, he uses not Invisalign, not for kids. He uses braces. And then the braces are on for a fraction of the time they would normally be on. So, in other words, the entire thing might take 4 or 5 years, but the braces part might only be a few months, might be a year, and the whole cost compared to regular orthodontics is maybe a third or a quarter of the cost. It's that much cheaper and better, and in fact, my daughter, because of the mouthpieces, won't probably have any brace time at all. And all I'm doing is paying a monthly fee. And if you add up those monthly fees, I mean, come on. You know, in 10 months, at $140 for a kid, so that's what, $1,400. So in a year, you're paying $1,480 or something. And by the time, about, let's see, 104, yeah. So if you figure this out, it's going to be cheaper than regular orthodontics by far. So I really think you should check this out for your kids. Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ, and it's called, the kid part is called New Early Orthodontics, New Early Orthodontics, and they're in Lone Tree. 303-690-0400. 303-690-0400, or look on my referral list. Elaine lost the title to her car. Now, Elaine, you said you bought this car some time ago in California. Was this car registered in Colorado? If so, there's no way to do that with a California title.
Yes, it was registered here.
But wait a minute. I might be wrong, because what if you had a loan and you were in California, you come here, the lender has the loan, and you get it registered. I still think they convert that title to Colorado. Yeah, they do. In fact, I know they do. So how did you register it here without getting the title transferred to Colorado?
Well, I had the title when I moved here.
Yes.
I registered the car here.
And you showed the title to Colorado, right?
Correct.
And they sent in and got you a Colorado title.
They never gave me a Colorado title.
It's mailed to you. Here's what happens. They take your title, they take the information, they give it back, and then they go ahead and process the stuff and file it. So if you go to the state of Colorado with your VIN number, there should be a title on file, and you can get a duplicate title.
I've called them 4 times, spoke to supervisors 2 of those times.
What did they say?
Everyone tells me that because the car was purchased and originally titled in California, they never issued a title and they can't do anything for me.
Okay,
and California tells me the reverse.
That's right. Here's the deal. I'm going to ask a dealer. Suzanne, let's call a dealer. Here's the question. It's very simple. When you buy a car and own a car out of state and come here, can you register it in Colorado without a Colorado title? Do they just leave the title for the state it was purchased? The answer is going to be no, I think. And then they're going to say Colorado does have a copy of the title, and these people are idiots. So I don't know what to tell you. But let's just say this. So let's say you can't find a title anywhere. That's fine. Just file for lost title. And don't even get into where you bought the car and where it was. You don't even get into it. You take your VIN number and your registration, and you get a lost title. Just go for lost title. Just don't explain anything. I mean, that's all you do. You don't go in and say, well, I had a California title for this long. Because what motor vehicle, this is what they do. People who work at motor vehicle, their number one purpose is to get you at the counter and find out what you don't have, so they can send you away empty-handed. That is their number one primary.
I completely and utterly agree with that.
That anybody who's been there, they do not look to get things done. If they can find anything wrong whatsoever, they will find it and send you away. So if you ever talk to them, I'll bet you started out by saying, well, I had this car and it came from California and I lost my title, and they're going to say, go to California. You didn't say, here's my registration, my VIN number, I have a lost title. Then they would go get you, then they would replace the title. Now, if by chance they come back and say, we have no record of this car on file, oh my God, that would astound me because you had a Colorado registration. But in that case, let's take all scenarios. First scenario, you just send in the you just go there with the registration and VIN number and ask for a title. Okay? If they say no, you can't, okay? Because we don't have it on file. But you don't tell them, you let them tell you. And if they write back to you saying, we cannot find a title for this car, then the second scenario is you then go in and say you don't have a title. You don't ever remember having a title. You don't know where it is. You need to get a title for this car. That's it. Then you get a state police inspection and you get a brand new title. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what else to do. But what I'd like to do is find out, hey, wait, can't we do a VIN search too? Don't we have people that can do that? So hold on. We'll do a couple things. First, I want to talk to a dealer, okay? For her, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now, we have people been waiting. I'm trying to get you in here. Okay, it's Inga's turn. Inga, welcome to the show. What's going on, Inga?
Hi, Tom. Thank you for taking my call.
Yes.
I bought a refrigerator on the 17th.
Of this month, a couple days ago?
Yes, 2 days ago.
All right.
And when they put it in, I noticed right away it was way too small. I measured it this morning, and it's like 8 inches.
Well, wait, hold on. Did you go to the store and buy it?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And?
I usually see my husband does it. But he has dementia now, so everything is up to me now.
Okay, hold on. So you went and measured it, and then you went and bought it based on your measurements?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, but usually if they deliver something and you didn't use it, I mean, they should allow you to exchange it, right?
Yes, that's what I thought.
Well, what happened?
I went back to the store and I told them it's 8. I have an 8-inch gap.
I got you.
Ridiculous.
Yes.
And I would like to buy a larger one. I'll pay the difference.
Yes.
And I was there for about a half an hour or so, and they talked to the manager, and they said, I can only return it within 2 days if there is something wrong with the refrigerator.
Can I ask you something? Is this a brand new refrigerator?
Yes.
And where'd you buy it?
Home Depot.
And wait a minute. How long did you wait to go back? When did you go back?
The next day. Yesterday.
Wait. The next day?
Yes.
You said you bought it on the set. Okay. Wait a minute. You went a day later, and they said they won't take it back?
Right.
Oh,
right.
Come on. Wait a minute. And all you want is a different size.
Yes.
Oh, can we please call there and kick their asses?
They found one on the computer, and I was ready to pay for it. It was like $300 more or so, and I said, fine, but then they had to go talk to the manager.
Inga, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
I know. That's
Tom,
what
I have an angel there. I got to email him some info, but I have an angel.
I thought they had refunds anyway. What's their normal refund policy, for goodness sake?
I don't know when you accept delivery of an appliance.
I don't know.
It's all
but we'll
good.
find out. You hang on, okay, Inga? Hang on. 303-713-TALK. Inga, Suzanne's going to hook you up with our angel. Tell him the situation. Okay, so we have an email here, Shane. You mentioned, or I mentioned, empowered water. Okay, they want to know if you have empowered water. Well, let me get it exactly. If you have empowered water, can they just buy that water? Can they? And that's a good question, actually. Can they buy that water, or is that water available for them to use, like for spots and stuff?
We certainly can sell it. We'll do it in 5-gallon containers with like a little kit.
You really do?
We can, because it's great for washing windows.
You said you can, but do you normally do it?
We normally don't.
I think that's a cool product.
We normally don't. We just haven't marketed and pushed it, but we can.
Obviously, you're not going to run around delivering 5 gallons. So if someone's a customer,
they want to come in, we'll fill it up. And I probably wouldn't even charge them to do that. I'd fill it up, a 5-gallon container, and let them go. But it's great for cleaning around the house. It cuts dirt and grime like crazy fast. And so that bee water, or powered water, what we call it, powered water right now, great for cleaning around the house, mirrors, sinks, even if they put in a little carpet cleaning machine that they have. But it works fantastic.
What's the shelf life?
The shelf life on that, the bee water, is actually quite a while.
When you say bee water, that's just what you call it?
We got real creative, right? We create an A and a B water. The B water is the power water. One's acidic and one's basic, right? The B water is a higher pH.
What do you do with the other one?
We actually use it on pet treatments. In people's homes, the acid water, we can offset and reverse problems caused by pets or biological issues in the carpet. And so the technicians keep that on their truck.
All right.
So that's what we use.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, we have to take this quick break. Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. This is the season that I think people should be thinking about this. Why? The new year, a lot of people denote, a lot of people, they are related to new things and getting, just a new self and working out. How about addressing your tinnitus with Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center? They can treat tinnitus. I have mine treated, and it's a masking device, and eventually your brain kind of forgets it. Now, every once in a while, you still wear these hearing aids because I had a hearing loss. But what if you could cure it? There is a cure for it. Now, I have the cure called the Syncra for certain tinnitus. Mine qualifies. I just have to go in and have it all set up and do it, okay? Because it requires that you wear the hearing thing a few hours a day and so on. What I'm trying to get, the point I'm making is that Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center can help you with hearing loss and with tinnitus, and they're wonderful people. You will love these people. Dr. Patty, Dr. Lisa, Dr. Borsick, they're all just dedicated to helping. And make an appointment, okay? Hampden and Chambers. They're in that two-story building. There's an urgent care on the first floor. 690-0100. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's Aurora Orthodontics. I'm sorry. I gave you the wrong number. I am going nuts here. Let me get you the right number, okay? And we're talking about something that I think everyone, if you have it, address it, because there's no reason to live like that. No reason at all. Now, let me find it again. I got to find the number. I don't
303.
Oh, thank you, Mark.
534-0163.
Okay, now it came to mind. Okay, 303-534-0163. I had the wrong script pulled up. All right. Frank Duran, the real estate man, is giving away something free. And Frank, this is really important, okay? Market analysis. Now, a lot of people say, oh, well, you know, that's just a come on, you know, like an inspection of an appliance. They just want to find something wrong. But, Frank, this market analysis you're doing for property, okay, it's real. It's as if you were going to list that house, right?
That's right, Tom. We do a free in-depth market analysis. In fact, we've helped many people where they weren't quite ready to sell yet. We just did a market analysis, and they decided to wait till down the road, but at least it gives them a good idea of what the market is going to hold for their property.
And how, okay, so is that the price you would probably ask when you are marketing it and you're going to list it?
We try to give them a good idea of what the market would give them today and what we project coming up, like maybe going into spring or this coming summer, what we think in terms of what the values have been, you know, going up.
But you're saying there is absolutely no cost or no obligation. You will just sit down and go over all the paperwork and figure out what that house is worth.
No cost, no obligation. We walk through the property with them. We study their competition to determine where we can give them the best price.
And people that use it and you end up selling in this market, are we still having bidding wars?
Not as extreme. We are getting some bidding wars, but maybe you're getting maybe 2 or 3 offers compared to what we had a couple summers ago where we had 20 to 30 offers.
Okay, so if a house sits on the market, for how long would it take for you to be concerned in this market?
I think anything over 21 to 30, between 21 to 30 days, I think is starting to sit there a little while.
Really? So now, you're saying even if it goes a month, it could be, wow, that's concerning.
Depending, now, if it's a certain price points, if they're over 450,000, some of those may sit a little longer, Tom.
Okay, so if you had something over $500,000, then what? You're saying maybe 2 months?
It could take possibly 60 days or so.
Okay. Now, Frank Duran is a wealth of information. He doesn't charge to give answers, and he'll give you that free market analysis, 303-920-1622.
This report is sponsored by Panera Bread.
If you're traveling the high country, you make your own powered water.
We do. So we have an electrolysis machine at our shop.
So you actually, how much salt water? I just looked it up. It's salt water that passes.
Well, we don't use salt. We use soda ash or base. We're using salt.
So it's empowered. We talked about this before, and I'm sorry if I'm going over it again. What is it empowered? Is it nitrogen or is it?
So it's called powered water. We changed that a little bit. So we've taken regular water. We add the soda ash to that, and we run it through an electrolysis process. We run it through a water softener.
What does soda ash do? Increases the...
I couldn't answer that specifically. It used to be salt that we would use. And in that salt, we change the molecular structure of the water. We create, and I'll send you actually a quick explanation of it, a video that explains it well. But we create sodium hydroxide spheres.
Basically,
but it's
they say
a physical
it's
change. No, it's not.
No?
That's very different. It's not a carbonated water. We
It's
create
not
sodium
carbonated at all.
hydroxide spheres, but we do that through a physical change, not a chemical change. And so that physical change of that water molecule, the sodium hydroxide sphere, creates both an A and a B, or an alkaline and acidic, or a basic and acidic water.
This information
There's also a C.
wrong.
There's also a C.
No, the internet's all wrong.
We don't use the C on that.
It's
But
basic. Is it baking soda?
no. So it's not a chemical change. We're physically changing the water molecule.
This monitor went out.
And so, in doing that, I'll send you a video that explains it.
And so it's really, you pass electricity.
That's right. So we create, part of it has a negative 960 millivolt charge.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, IconEyeCare.com. Just that, IconEyeCare.com. Guess what? I talked my honey into getting the clear lens exchange. Did you know that? I'm going to get the clear lens exchange for her.
I did not know that.
Yeah. My eyes are better than hers. She goes, I'm not going to have some 65-year-old man having better eyesight than me. No, she didn't say that. I said, listen, you ought to get it. Why are you squinting all the time? So, I think she's going to do it. I mean, we got to go make sure she's a candidate. Clear lens exchange is where you have your lens taken out and put new lenses in. These new lenses are multifocal, meaning they focus like your eyes did when you were younger. And, of course, they do LASIK, too. Most affordable LASIK anywhere. And just all eye care. IconEyeCare.com, 866-GOT-ICON. Let's talk to Paul. He has some information about an out-of-state title. And this is very important to figure this out for Elaine. And Paul, go ahead with, I don't really even know what to ask. I guess the first question is, when you have an out-of-state title, let's just say for argument's sake, you have the title, it's an out-of-state title, and you want to register your car in Colorado. Can you do it?
Yes.
Without converting the title?
Correct.
Are you sure?
I just talked to, we'll just say somebody that's very knowledgeable in the realm of motor vehicles.
And you had,
okay. They said that yes, you can title a vehicle with an out-of-state title. Or you can register a vehicle in Colorado with an out-of-state title.
Okay.
But,
well, yeah,
like this situation that's come up, if you lose it, you have to go back to the state that you got, that it was originally titled.
Yeah, well, that's obvious, because you never had a title, so there's nothing for them to look for. I was going on the premise that there is a Colorado title somewhere. So anyway.
And there wouldn't, if it was originally titled in California, it'd still be there. And so just for argument's sake, too, to title a vehicle in Colorado is $7.20. So to stop this from being an issue, if you move here and you lose it, it would have been $7.20 to save her the issue of going back to California.
But right now, if she goes back, hold on a second. Didn't you go back to California, Elaine, and ask for the title?
I called California DMV several times.
And what did you say?
I told them I no longer have my title, that I've lost it, and I need to replace it. And they said, since I've not lived in California the last 4 years, not registered the car the last 4 years in California, they delete all files. They have no record of me.
So what would you... Okay, then in order to get a title, what would you do? Would you come here and just do a no-title car? Because, Paul, there is a process for no title at all, like if you rebuild a car.
It'd be, I think it's what they call bonding for title.
Yes, exactly. So that's what you would do.
I'm not sure of all of the process to it, but that's probably what she's going to have to do.
And bonding for title is like if you got two halves of a car and put them together, Elaine, and you bought salvage, or you just have a car that's been sitting, an antique, you would bond for title. And even though it says bond for title, you actually are issued a title, and it looks like any other title. But you have to bond first. You have to go there. You have to place. They'll tell you how to do it. And the state police are the ones that inspect the car. Now, Paul, so you're not in the car business?
No.
Okay, but you talk to someone in the car business, right?
My wife is the trainer for one of the counties.
Okay, well then she would know. But Paul, I really, my God, I mean, I never heard of registering a car with an out-of-state title. But I guess if you know, you know. That's the thing. So Elaine, this is what I would do. I would just not get into a big story. Here's what I would say. You had a car from out of state. All of the records have been deleted. That's it. And it's the truth. So you have a registration here in Colorado. You live here now. So you would like to go for a bonded title. You want to go, bond for title. Okay?
And I do this at Colorado.
You call the state police.
DMV?
I would call the state police first and ask them for the process. They are the ones that handle it usually, bond for title. You can ask this DMV too, because now you're asking a totally different question. But don't get into a long story. Just say, how do I bond for title for a car where the paperwork is completely missing? Just tell them. I mean, you can tell them it was in California and it was deleted. All the information is deleted. They don't have anything. And you simply want to treat it as a a fresh bond for title, as if you rebuilt that car from scratch. They'll know what to tell you. And then let us know, please, because we'll follow it, and if you get a problem, we'll go another step with you. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Tina, what's going on in your life, Tina?
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
I was involved in a car wreck, and it was a stupid car wreck.
What? Why was it stupid?
Okay, so I was in the right lane driving.
Okay.
And ahead of me, I was going to go into a yield lane. It was a red light, and the guy who was in the middle lane decided, oh, he didn't want to be there anymore, so he backed into my lane.
He went into your lane and hit you and clipped you as on the way in?
No, he backed out. He was at the red light.
Oh, he literally backed up.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And so we hit each other.
He wanted to back up, and instead of being in the red light lane, he wanted to go to the yield lane and turn right?
Exactly.
Yep, I got you.
I was occupying that lane, and there wasn't room for two of them.
Uh-oh, so hang on, and we'll figure out what the heck happened, all right? Hey, Joe Lazzara, if you have traffic issues, he can handle them. If you have a DUI, he can handle it. Now, that doesn't mean, okay, I'm going to go drink and not worry. It'll change your life, and it'll cost you a lot of money in penalties and fines and insurance. But Joe can get you through the system. Now, of course, having a DUI with Joe as opposed to without him, of course, that's a very important thing, but don't drink and drive, okay? He's not going to preach to you, but let me just take a second to tell you. With Uber and Lyft right now, it's so easy to not drive. The other thing, get a friend who doesn't drink. But if you all want to drink, just use Uber or Lyft. And then the other thing you can do is get a breathalyzer online. They're really good now. If you get a really good one, and ask state police or police officers what brands they use. And they have home versions. But now, if you need an attorney, and I hope you never do, Joe Lazzara. Now, of course, he does more than traffic. If you're accused of a crime, any crime, Joseph A. Lazzara, for Martino listeners, $500 off his flat rate pricing for larger cases. All of his cases are flat rate, so you're not nickeled and dimed. 303-429-6200, 429-6200.
Will finally get the recognition they deserve. Over 20 categories like crime, comedy, music, sports, curiosity, and more. Cast your vote, and you're automatically qualified to join us in person for the first ever iHeartRadio Podcast Awards. Vote now at iHeartPodcastAwards.com. Brought to you by Capital One. We've reimagined banking with inviting cafes and one of the nation's best savings rates. Welcome to Banking Reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Now, you've heard me talk a lot about stem cell therapy. I've done extensive research, which led me to Centennial Schultz Clinic right here in Colorado. They're internationally recognized for their work with stem cells. They're all MDs, working with true living stem cells harvested from your own fat or bone marrow, then strategically delivered with guided injections. Only MDs deliver the injections. More experience than any other provider in the country. Why would you go to a clinic with no MDs at all? Centennial Schultz can help you with painful joints, knees, hips, back, shoulders, hands. They can repair most ACL tears with a needle instead of a knife. Before you have surgery, consult Centennial Schultz at 303-963-9201. Explore your options at a true medical regenerative clinic. Centennial Schultz, 303-963-9201, 303-963-9201, and on my referral list at referralist.com.
When the deadline clock is ticking, an unreliable network can cost your business money. That's why you need Comcast Business. Our gig speed network is fast, and we go beyond fast with the complete reliability of 4G LTE backup, which means that even if something like construction accidentally knocks out the power, you can still upload that big presentation, email important clients, invoice customers, and not take a hit to your company's bottom line. For a limited time, switch to Comcast Business and get an amazing deal. Get fast, reliable internet at any speed and add voice for only $20.
The same things happen with Kratom. They get hooked on Kratom, and then in order to stay...
Well, why would they allow that somewhere? Well, they're debating it right now in Castle Rock.
But here's the deal, first of all.
And Denver just shut
Why
down
should
all of
Kratom
the
be illegal? I mean, why should it?
I don't know.
What's the theory? Here's the thing. It really is dangerous because it's an addictive thing. But look at cigarettes we allow. I mean, I wonder where people draw the line. Why are some things allowed and some things aren't? Why? I don't know the answer. I'm just asking. Why do people allow alcohol and nicotine or tobacco, but they won't allow other things? And kratom is being debated. Why? I mean, it's certainly,
right? It's certainly
it's certainly less of a problem than painkillers. I mean, there's less of a chance of being overdosed.
It's amazing what the CDC has now done with painkillers. Have you read some of the articles on that lately? They've changed their standards on painkillers, morphine, and that kind of stuff.
I would have
people are turning to suicide because they can't get painkillers anymore. And they
won't even take it after surgery. It's like bullshit.
So this is,
I don't want
like,
to be part of that.
Study and stuff do on that. What was
It's
that
just
called
so,
that they have?
but the kratom, I mean,
They can
if
unlock
someone
and
was
stuff.
going to be
You have
affected
to call
by
them up.
kratom, they can't take it.
No, I think they probably have an app now.
The thing with painkillers, you have to take
But
more
this isn't
and more.
satellite. This is actually just using Wi-Fi, right?
There are
no,
people
because the vehicles can't
that
have
would
Wi-Fi.
kill us.
Well, I can't
imagine
kill
so,
us.
yeah.
Or cell phone.
We know someone
Well,
very
no,
close to
because the
us.
vehicle, how would it know if I'm in a mall, how does it know to connect to Wi-Fi?
Not Wi-Fi. Through
I know.
Yeah, sure, it's not
You know the
satellite.
little
That
fibers
is
on
satellite.
Here's what I think crazy. I don't know how it works. In fact, I'll look it up. But I think
So,
what
I mean,
happens
if you
is
think about
the
that,
app.
I
talked
did the math
to
one time, and I was
Hyundai.
okay,
Hyundai sends a signal from their satellite.
So you think it's satellite?
Okay.
I think it's close.
36
I
of those
think
pills
this
are
app
fake.
talks
It would be
to
like the doctor giving
Hyundai website.
a month supply,
Lack of a better word. And then Hyundai website tells us
and it takes them twice. So it would be 18 pills.
So you're saying if I was in the middle of the desert, it ain't working.
I don't know. I don't know.
I guess it's just from long history.
I'm sorry.
Right, yes.
But it's all legal in that.
But there you
has a doctor
managed. You actually have to call them and stuff.
Okay,
well, a lot of like Adderall, not
So
Adderall,
that would
but
start at
it's,
2. So you do
what's the
a
name
remote
of it?
start.
It's LSD basically, but they give it to people that have anxiety. It slows them down instead of speeds them up. It just has the opposite effect. But on the screen, it's LSD.
I'm Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter 303-713 Talk. The Hormone Bros!
The Hormone Bros! Hey, get your life in order. Pellet treatment. Yes. BioT. Do it. BioT for testosterone, for estrogen, and they do thyroid treatments. They also do other anti-aging treatments like Juvederm, Botox. They do microneedling to stimulate your own collagen. They're good guys, man. 3 brothers got together, opened this clinic at Ken Carroll and 470. And their dedication is to age-defying treatments. And, of course, hormone optimization is not like a snake oil. This is the real deal, and they do it. TheHormoneBros.com. So we got Deb from Blinker.com. Blinker.com's on a referral list. Blinker is an app I think second to none. I mean, I love this app. The app basically is to sell cars and buy cars. The one difference is they make you like a dealer. If you're selling a car, someone wants to buy your car, they can buy it and they can put their information in and get approved for a loan. So it puts you at par with a dealer. Somebody can come and buy your car and get a car loan, and you have nothing. All you have to do is sign some papers on your phone. You don't even have to go anywhere. It's incredible. But this is really not a commercial for them. This is just to talk to Deb because I had a question. I figure they're experts. Suzanne got them on the phone, right, Suzanne? So, Deb, can I have an out-of-state title and register it in Denver or anywhere, of course, in Colorado, without changing the title?
You wouldn't change the title. If you had a title,
wow.
Well, what you do is you take your current registration into your local DMV office with proof of insurance and a valid ID.
And that's it.
And they'll convert it either just the registration and register it here in Colorado. If you have the title, they can take that out-of-state title and convert it to a Colorado title.
If you want it, but you don't have to.
If you want it. No, you don't have to.
Wow. You know what, Deb? You're the second one. Of course, you confirmed it. Another guy called. His wife works for the state. So I have a question. Okay, now let's say I have a title from California. I move here and I register my car, and I'm living here, la-da-da-da-da. Now I want to go on Blinker and sell it. But I realize I don't have the title. I don't know where it is. I misplaced it. Colorado says, well, we can't get you a lost title because it was never titled here. And California says, oh, we destroy our records after 4 years. So since you have been in Colorado for 10 years, we have no records of your title. What would you do?
Well, I find it very hard to believe that after 4 years, California is going to destroy their records.
Well, that's what they told her, and I don't know why.
Yeah, they probably, she might have gotten a new clerk. She would be able to apply for a duplicate California title, or in that matter, any state title.
Well, she says she can't. So, you know what? I kind of agree with you that sounds impossible, but...
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. There is a record of that car somewhere in the system. She might have just gotten a clerk that, wasn't willing to help her.
What if she has to bond for title?
That is an expensive and a costly process, and it can.
What involves? What involves?
You have to do a search for the actual title record. You have to get a certified VIN from the State Patrol, and that can be costly. You have to bond, get a surety bond from your insurance company for, I believe it's twice the value of the car. So if the car's valued at $10,000, you have to get a bond for $20,000.
Now, does this bond a one-time bond, or do you do it every year?
No, it's just what you do is you're just basically saying that you can't find the title, nobody has it, you want to apply for a new title, and you would get a title in the state where you currently live.
How long do you have to keep the bond up?
It's just a one-time, the bond part of it is just a one-time.
But a bond is only a few $100, but...
Yeah,
I say only, I don't mean only, but So, okay, so you get a bond, and then don't you have to have it inspected or something?
Yep. You have to go to the State Patrol. You have to get what's called a certified VIN inspection of it. The State Patrol checks
they verify
all the
VIN,
checks, yep. And I've seen bonds take up to 6 months to complete.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen them get done in 90 days, and I've seen them take almost 6 months.
A lot of our auto guys say the reason they won't, these abandoned cars like Alarama said Pro Auto gets, the reason they don't do that is it takes 6 months, and, it's crazy.
It does. And you have to go here, you have to go there, you have to do this, you have to do that. It's a lengthy process.
I thank you so much, Deb, for the information. So, obviously, you are in charge of that area at Blinker, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're listing our car on there very soon.
Yeah.
Good. I'll be approving your registration.
The guy next to me, Dan, sold one on there 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Right.
Yeah.
And it went so smoothly. It was really a pleasure.
Now, Deb, is it growing every day?
Yes. Yes, we are. I started here with Rod 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's just been amazing. We actually there's 2 title clerks in the office now because of the volume we've been getting.
Wow, that's good. Thank you. Blinker.com. Now, it's a smartphone app. Blinker.com, it's a website too, but it's mostly on the smartphone. Everything is done through the smartphone as far as signing and all that.
Wasn't it the guy that started Elway?
No, Rod Busher has been in the car business for years, and he's the one that got John Elway into the business. And and when John got into the business, I think Rodney may have even recruited him. But when he got into the business, Rod's the one who actually did all the work. John didn't know about the car business.
Yeah, I got you.
So they were partners.
And then they sold Auto Nation eventually.
Right, and then Rodney's been in it before and after that.
Very cool. We're selling a 2000, I want to say it's a 15 or 16.
What?
Hyundai Accent with like 36,000 miles, still fully under warranty, the whole bit.
And that is for how much?
I don't know.
You might get somebody right now.
I'm going to see what Blinker says. I mean, that's the cool part about Blinker. It'll tell me what that car should be selling for around here.
But what do you think it's worth?
12.
Okay, Joe. How do you get a car like that for 12? That's a steal. They keep really good care of it. Joe, what's going on about titles and registrations?
Right. Hey, Tom, it happens every day of the week. If you lease a vehicle like through GE Leasing, better known as Jelco out of Minnesota,
yeah,
I was responsible for a 900-vehicle fleet. We'd lease them for 3 years, and frequently at the end of the lease, and they'll register in whatever state our office was in. At the end of the lease, we'd frequently buy them out, and they'd always send us the Minnesota title after 3 years.
Yeah.
So,
wow. Yep. You're the third one. Yep. Yeah. I guess I never knew that, obviously. So, the next question, though, if you live in Colorado, I know you're required to register your car here after so many days, but you don't have to title it here.
Apparently, because again, I had 900 vehicles that were registered in 50 different states, and every one had a Minnesota title. So
okay,
that's all I can tell you, Tom.
All right. Well, thank you, Joe. I appreciate that too. See, I love my show because of the smart people that listen. It's really cool. I mean, you put out the question, and people, ask answer. We had a question. Oh, let's see. Where is it? I got to find it. We had another comment for Shane at Zero Res Denver, and then we'll tell you about a special coming up. I'm Tom Martino with a lot more, and I hope you're enjoying the show. Please tell me about any deals you have found that are unbelievable. Please, I want to hear about great screaming deals. Now, this season is especially hard on people who have addictions. The Raleigh House is an addiction treatment facility. I think they have now 3 or 4 locations in the Denver area. They started here. They started on Raleigh Street. That's why it's called the Raleigh House. The great thing about the Raleigh House, they are doing a free information line for any information you need when it comes to addiction. Now, here's what's great about that. You may not be ready to have your loved one come in. In fact, you don't even know how to approach your loved one. You don't have any idea how much treatment costs, if insurance will cover it. You don't even know if the habit's getting worse or better or what to look for. The Raleigh House will answer one of a million questions people have on addiction. Actually, they'll answer more than one. They'll answer any questions you have. Just call them at any time. Of course, normal business hours. This is not one of those emergency lines, okay? You call 911 for that. This is to call for information. How do I help the addict in my life? How do I deal with it? How do I get them into treatment? And they even recommend places other than the Raleigh House. 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559.
Got the video, Shane. Looks good.
So it explains it really well. It's,
I wouldn't listen to it. Yeah, outside. Don't listen to it.
But,
so do you make, how many gallons do you make at a time?
So we've got a tank in our shop, 3,500 gallon tank. And so that would last us a couple days if we had to. So we always produce more.
So does it take like an hour?
No, it'll produce overnight.
Oh, okay.
It's just constantly producing and
does it take a lot of electricity?
We got to wrap it into a 220.
Okay.
So how much electricity it takes to make a gallon of it or something like that, I don't remember.
And you just use regular water?
We take the water, we run it through a water purifying system.
Okay.
And then we have it combines the soda ash with it, and then it runs through the electrolysis machine and kicks out the A and B water.
What does that be used for?
Cleaning, right? Like windows.
It's like streetless? Is that why it's...
Yeah, and it's super slick, right? It makes water slicker.
So it's like,
so it's softened water like steroids.
Right, so it's like softened water only, like I said.
And you can drink it.
And you can drink it, of course.
But
it's regular water.
His twisted idea is to drink it after it comes out of the carburetor.
It's so good, it takes the cat urine and makes it into clean water.
Makes it like soda pop.
It's like orange soda.
Orange soda, there you go.
Oh man, I'm dying.
Soda pop.
I'm getting hungry again, bro. I don't know if I'm going to hit 4 days.
Are you hitting diet? Are you doing a diet?
I'm in my third day of, at 4 o'clock is literally my third day of, man, my brain's not even fired off. What the hell am I doing?
You're fasting?
Fasting, thank you.
I
forgot what I was doing.
So do you fast during the day and eat it?
I wanted to get some water and I saw the M&M thing. I had a meltdown.
What was it fasting for?
I try to do it about every 4 or 5 months or 3 or 4 days. It's just good for you.
Yeah.
This one's killing me because I played racquetball with him in the middle of it, which was, I'm just, like my wife, when she's doing 3 or 4 days, she'll still go to yoga and stuff, but she's used to it. I'm not used to it. It just beat the hell out of me.
What are the parameters for the fasting?
Black coffee is the only thing besides water. That's all I have. Black coffee and water.
Black coffee and water.
Not even cream.
Oh, that intermittent fasting? Let me tell you, that's the best thing ever.
There's the guy, Mike, Suzanne told me O'Malley goes 7 days and 15.
He's done a 7 and a 15. Now, I don't know how many. But he said he's done up to a 15.
I could probably pull off a 7, but I couldn't be working the last 2 or 3 days. I'd be out of it.
You don't know.
But, well, that's true. They say, you know, basically.
At a certain point, you just...
Oh, yesterday my hunger pains were, I was ready to puke, but today I feel fine there. Now it's all mental. When the M&M sets you off, you know there's something going down.
I've done 3 days, but you just got to get your mind off of it.
But 7 possible, 15, man.
Hey, I've got a book for you guys to read.
Bone broth.
It's called The Son of Hamas. Have you ever heard of it?
Yes. No, what is it?
It is a fantastic
Now I gotta look at it.
Son of Hamas?
Son of Hamas.
I started reading.
H-A-M-A-S. The terrorist organization, Palestinian Authority, Hamas.
Oh, okay.
It is such a freaking good book.
What's it?
True story?
Give me the
It's a true story. So it's the son of one of the 7 founders of Hamas.
Okay.
He is in direct meetings with Yasser Arafat, high level, right?
Is he a bad guy?
Well, yes and no. He's the son of Hamas, but he is also an agent for the Israeli Special Forces.
Really?
Yes.
Well, they must know now.
Well, they know now because of a speech that he did in UN. You go on YouTube and watch a speech he gave at the UN, revealing who he is.
Do they want to kill him?
Hamas. Oh, yeah. So he's now in California on a, not a visa, but a...
Where they hide him?
Yeah, they're hiding him.
What is that called?
Yeah, similar to that, but...
Through the State Department.
That's right. But absolutely fascinating book.
Does it? Okay.
And his conversion from Muslim to Christianity and how he makes that transition.
Does he? Is that the book? Does it explain like why they hate us so much? Does it get into
a little
that?
bit? A little bit. It gets into a little bit of that background, and he gives his theory,
theology,
their theology, but their theory and why we're not going to change that culture, right? They've been at war for centuries, right? But it goes back into a little bit of that.
Well, the whole
fascinating.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-255.
Plumline Services for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. It's that easy. If you need Plumline, you just call them. And why? Because they'll come and they'll do a number of things. First of all, you got savings of more than $2,000 right now on a high-efficiency furnace and AC system, and that includes some energy rebates, and that's a great deal in and of itself, okay? But they also do 93 or free when it comes to drains. If you have a clogged drain, if you have a problem with your drain at all, slow drains, they'll clear it for $93, or that call is free. And along with that free call will come a complete diagnostic of what's wrong with your drain. That's PlumlineServices.com. I have been with them for so many years. 303-586-1086, 303-586-1086. Let's keep talking. Now, we have a line open, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And Shane is with us from Zero Res of Denver. We also have Jesus with us from the Grout Medic. He's been on my referral list for many years as well. GroutMedicDenver.com.
What's your average call, man? Like, I just redid my shower.
I don't even know.
What is it?
I don't know. The Grout Medic, when he first came on the list, I said, okay, bro, what do you do? What do you do?
So we specialize in just making your showers, floors, countertops look like new. Instead of having to rip out the tile, we can go in and clean the grout. We use steam, real gentle steam, but real hot steam to clean and disinfect. And then we'll cut out the caulking in the showers. It gets kind of moldy, put an anti-mold in there, and then seal the grout and recaulk it, and looks like new.
What about the loose and crumbling grout? Can you remove that? Can you put in new, or do you...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like patch it?
Yeah, we'll scrape out the old grout and re-grout it, and that way water's not getting through there.
How long is grout good for? Exactly. How long is grout good for?
So normally grout will last about 10 years, but caulking, that's kind of like the first line of defense for showers, so that probably needs to be redone every 3 years.
But grout itself will last about 10 years?
Yeah, easily.
Now, can you do seal grout?
We do, yeah. We'll clean it, and then we'll seal it. We can either seal it with a clear sealer, or if you want to change the color of your grout.
Wait a minute. You can change the color of a grout. Obviously, it would have to be from light to darker, right?
Oh, either way.
Whoa. If I have dark grout, I can make it lighter.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the average cost, man? I always have to ask that question.
What do you ask?
A typical
shower?
I don't know, a typical Highlands Ranch shower.
Typical Highlands Ranch shower, Mark, if you want to re-grout it, And recock it, it's
you
about...
want to make it like new.
Okay, like new. If we need to put new grout, it's around $400 to $500. If you want to clean it and seal it, we can do it for $225, $300.
That is unbelievable pricing.
That is good.
Yeah.
Okay, I may as well give out the number 303-994-7688. 303-994-7688. Okay, Gary, what's happening with you, Gary?
Hey, I got a question.
Yeah.
I faxed in this life insurance policy to you.
Yes, and I'm getting it right now in front of me. Go ahead, sir.
I am wondering, what kind of taxes would I pay on that if I cash that out?
Okay.
And should I cash it out?
Need a lot more info.
No, I got the info. I just have to do it during the break. So, from what I see here, you have this. What is the 50,000? Is the 50,000 the policy? You have a 50,000 death benefit?
Yes.
Okay. And the paid up dividends that you have actually paid is 14.7, right? Hello?
I don't have it in front of me.
Okay. Is this a whole life policy?
Yes, and the cash value is about 19.
19. Then paid up. What does paid up dividend mean?
That I'm current. They take out a certain amount every year.
For what?
For maintenance, I guess.
Well, what do you mean for maintenance? Okay, okay. I see the 50,000. You have a $50,000 whole life policy. I see that you have a cash value of 19,000. I do not understand what paid up dividend additions. I think that means, oh, now I know what it means. Additional life insurance. Hold on, and I'll have some answers for you coming up. 303-713-8255. We have a question for the Grout Medic and more. Stick around on the Troubleshooter Show.
Do you have
Shot one time, and you hit it once. I didn't want to hit it the other 3 times. See, like right now, I'm going to determine where I want this to go.
Yeah, but
right behind the trash can.
I see how you play.
I got hit
day in and day out like that. It was like racquetball.
There you go.
I meant to miss that.
That's right.
If I wasn't on my fast, I would have beat you.
We could have even played three. Get Tom in there.
Can you play three-way racquetball?
You can do that. Yeah. Cutthroat.
You made doubles.
I know doubles, but I didn't know you could pay cutthroat 3 people. You can't play 4 individuals, can you?
No.
But 3 individuals.
The room would be too small.
So you would alternate. It would be up.
Yeah.
You would go. No, you would go in the same order.
5 times. That's the only thing is that it's absolutely true.
What?
You have the more people you get, the more you get hit.
Oh God! What do you mean?
You'll hit by a racket or a ball or.
Yeah.
How are the courts? Pretty nice.
They're pretty nice. Yeah.
They're tiny. I mean, they're normal size. I forgot how small they are, man.
But you got to bend down to go in the door.
Yeah, it's got a mini door.
Also, I forgot the doors are so short.
Have you ever played handball?
No.
I've seen it.
That's a lot slower game, but I think there's more running though, right? If it's slower, you don't. It's not as fast. The ball doesn't go as fast.
You want to just do it when you come back to the open? Do the budget day one, or you want to sandwich it on this next break?
Let's sandwich.
Okay, sure. I'll give you kind of that.
What is the Burns? Matt. What's Matt's last name at Compass?
Matt Cornell. C-O-R-N-E.
Paul Ryan is going away?
Yeah. What do you mean going away?
Is he retiring?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was going to retire. He said that before.
I mean, he's
so
out.
he just gave his final speech at the.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Broke it again.
I don't.
That wasn't me.
I've never heard why. Some people say because he's going to prepare to run for president in 2020. I don't think he wanted. He never wanted. They haven't talked into that job.
Need a new one, sir.
Speaker.
Riker, he didn't want to do it.
He didn't want to do it.
Interesting.
Because there's a lot of traveling and a lot of stuff like that. And,
interesting.
Wait,
Ryan.
Do you think he'll run?
no one's going to go up a quarter. No, it sure did. It just went up a
No
quarter.
one's going to run against it.
I think the market will reflect.
Not up on the Republican side, I don't think.
No, it's
still divided party.
They just announced it a second ago.
But apparently they were going
It seemed like it was already baked in, though.
I really don't understand how.
Who, the Fed? I don't know. You just hope they're smart. You hope they know what they're doing. It's always going to affect somebody, right? Always.
Either way.
Either way, it's always going to affect someone.
There are winners and losers, Mark. We don't all get participation ribbons in life.
That's right.
We used to.
I know you used to. And like now.
Now. Winners and losers.
Not all buyers will qualify for Ford credit financing. 72 months at $1,389.
Hey, I've got to sit down with you, Mark, and update some photos and stuff on our webpage.
Okay.
On the Troubleshooter.
No problem.
We got stuff from Atlanta in there. We need to get our own stuff on there. So I've got to get that done here probably right after Christmas. Sit down with you and get some stuff updated on that.
You know, you can log in and do a lot of stuff. You know what we'll do? When we sit down, I'll show you how to do everything.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Brett.
Tom. Starting at a high of 52, sunny with a high of 63.
This report is sponsored by Panera Bread. Spread holiday cheer with Panera Bread gift
Okay.
cards. Soups, salads, sandwiches, and bakery
Or
treats
next time
are
you're in,
gifts
we can
that
do it
everyone
before.
will love. Plus, every $50 in gift cards purchased, get a $10 bonus card for yourself. Order online or visit your local Panera for more details.
If you've ever bought office furniture, you know how expensive and frustrating it can be.
Really
But
gave
no
you the heads
longer,
up.
hey, it's Ross Kaminsky for everything for office.
Tom, you're back in 4 minutes.
Office furniture in stock.
Put it away.
Offices is a very
Shake
best
the
source
foot.
for chairs, desks, cubicles, and more, and they will help design your office layout for free. Their beautiful new showroom is conveniently located right off I-225 in Aurora. Learn more at everythingforoffices.com.
Okay, guys.
That's everythingforoffices.com.
Budget A1 transmission and auto repair is doing something crazy. Really, this is cool. If you have a transmission problem, there is no doubt
when you go there, because they're going to take apart your transmission, remove it, take it apart, lay out the parts, and tell you exactly what's wrong with it. And it's free. Absolutely free. If you decide to have the work done, you're still not charged for it. It's not built in. If you decide to take it somewhere else, they don't charge you. If you decide to have not to have it done, still no charge. There is no risk whatsoever. So, find out exactly what's wrong and get a 100% guarantee on the price, and it won't cost you a dime to do that. 303-781-9858. That's Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair on Santa Fe, just south of Dartmouth.
It's the biggest music festival of the year, and it's coming.
Don't miss the iconic performances. We have a technician.
Gotta go see him.
Maybe 4 jobs a day. Yeah. So
He does this thing on Saturday night.
I don't know. Sometimes what I try to do is,
oh my God, it's unbelievable. Oh my God,
You said, I seen you came on, so a lady said about no sound. The camera just was on that and reload the camera.
Wonder what? That one's done that a few times to me, too.
years or less, way cheaper than
Just
getting
gotta keep an eye on you.
Aurora, Orthodontics, and TMJ, 303-690-0100, 303-690-0100. This is the Troubleshooter Show.
I need somebody. Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter. Help me if you can, I'm feeling
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. And let me just put a cloud over everything. Don't charge up your cards if you can't pay them. If you're already in debt and you want to think about bankruptcy, especially don't do it. This show talks about credit and personal finance, and I'm asking people to find the very best deal in the world and tell me what it is, even if you didn't buy it. But when it comes to bankruptcy, I'm serious about this. A lot of people make the mistake of charging, and then they say, okay, I'm just going to go bankrupt in January. Did you know they can go back years even, but they go back to recent purchases, especially with credit cards, and can dismiss you're gone. You can't do the bankruptcy. And they can even charge you with fraud if you try to do it. You got to call Wink and Wink. winkandwink.com to be safe. If you truly do need a fresh start, 303-410-1720. Don't wait. I mean, you don't have to do it right now, but at least get information. Okay, so June's got a question for the Grout Medic. Let's go ahead. June, what is your question? And I didn't forget about you, Gary. Okay, go ahead, June.
Just had a question for Jesus that did a wonderful job on my shower.
Thank you, June.
I wanted to know how to maintain that clean white caulk.
That's a good question, actually.
So that's probably one of... Yeah, June, no problem.
The caulk.
The caulking around the base is always that caulking that always goes first. It gets moldy, it deteriorates. So the best thing to do in the shower is...
replace, right?
Well, we can do that, Tom, yeah. But if you want to maybe give it a little longevity after you take a shower, just leave the shower door open. That'll get the air circulating. That way the water's not condensing. And then the other thing you could do, which is kind of tedious, is have a towel and then just dry the perimeter of the shower and try to keep that as dry as you can.
Yeah.
It's tedious, but it does help. And then maybe once a month, if you want to use a little bleach and water, you can clean it, and that should get some of that mildew stains off the caulking.
Would the same thing go for black caulk?
Probably, yeah, Mark, absolutely.
For black caulk?
Yeah, there's...
I mean, it doesn't matter what color it is.
I've never heard of black caulk.
Oh, yeah, lots of colors.
Oh, I've seen it. I have it in my kitchen, Tom.
Black?
Yeah.
Wow. Why are you laughing so much, Dan? What's so funny about it?
He's a child.
Okay.
So, yeah, definitely.
All right. Thank you. Let's talk now to Gary. So, Gary, here's what, now I know what this means. Okay. When you have a whole life policy, your dividends, as they add up, in this case, purchases new life. So you have, instead of a $50,000 policy, your death benefit is now $64,700, basically, instead of $50,000, okay? And that's just because the dividends bought you extra coverage. Now, you put in you have a cash value of $19,000, and if you cash it in right now and get your cash value of $19,000, you would subtract the amount of premiums you paid, and then you would pay tax on the difference.
Okay.
It's that easy.
All right.
But you don't have to do that right away.
That would be capital gains, though, right? It wouldn't be like ordinary income.
It would be. There's no penalty because it's not a qualified plan, so it would be capital gains. Yes. But hold on. It would be investment income. Yes.
Should I do that before the end of the year, or should I wait till the beginning?
What is your tax picture like? Like, are you what bracket are you in? Do you know, Gary? See, we've had a tough time with his call from the beginning. Are you there, Gary? I think he's having a problem. If he can get back in, I'll talk to him. But here's how you figure that. You cash in things like this when when you pay the least amount of taxes. But if it's a capital gain, it doesn't matter because that rate doesn't change with your income. But you don't want to do it anyway in a year where you're heavily taxed. Anyway, just you know. But here's the deal. Keep this in mind. There are ways to extract that cash value without paying tax on it. And I don't know why you wouldn't just do that. Like borrow it. You can borrow it all and don't pay it back. It'll never be claimed income. And the death benefit pays it off. So that's the way I would do it. Otherwise, listen to this. If he wants to borrow, he can borrow it and not pay it back. He gets 19 grand. He still has life insurance. At the end, his life insurance is subtracted from whatever it's going to be, 64, 74, whatever it is. You subtract it, and at the end, you have life insurance. Plus, you got to use the 19. If you or whatever, you can borrow up to almost all the cash value. Now, here's the other option. Okay, you cash it in. Now you pay tax on several thousand. Plus, you don't have any life insurance. I mean, why would you do that? 303-713-8255. That's why when we talk about become the banker, we don't use this company. This company sucks. But there are better insurance companies. That's why we say you never cash it in. You just borrow from it and use it. Kathy, what's going on with you, Kathy?
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Kathy. What can we do for you?
Well, I went to apply for a new passport,
Yes.
and I sent in my old passport and my marriage certificate, and my previous passport was in my maiden name.
Sure.
So I got a notice from the passport people, federal government, saying that I need another form, that just because you have a marriage certificate does not give you the authority to change your name.
Right.
Well,
hold on. Yeah, you have to when you get a name change, you have to change your passport.
I understand that. That's what I was doing.
Oh, okay. But they said you can't change your name on the passport because you don't have authority.
No, they're saying the marriage certificate isn't enough information for them to change her last name.
So what else does she have to provide?
Well, how long have you... I've been looking into this. How long have you been married?
First of all, no. First, I want to know, why do they need more information? I mean,
I don't
why...
know. They said that now you have to have a court order in order to change your name.
Okay. Did you ever change your name when you were married?
Yeah.
Then your name is already changed. How long have you been married?
2002, but I didn't change my name until 2014, 2015.
Okay, but hold on,
matter.
Kathy. I think it does matter if you want to listen. When you changed your name, you actually, if you don't change your name upon marriage, you can't just change it anytime you want to your husband's name.
Well, according to the attorneys in Florida, all I had to do was present my marriage certificate.
Okay, I'm just going to say this again. If I want to change my name, if anyone wants to change their name, they have to go to court. The only time you can change your name is upon marriage or divorce. And in divorce, it's done by decree and a court order.
I did that already.
By marriage, it's done by decree. And however, it runs out. If you didn't do it, it's not done. So if you continue to use your maiden name, and then all of a sudden now you want to use your married name, you have to go to court like anyone else. Yes, Suzanne.
And Tom, I think because it's been more than a year, I've been looking into the passport's website here for information. She didn't send in the right form, Kathy. That's what I think happened.
You don't think? Hold on. What form does she have to send in?
It's an affidavit regarding a change in name, not just a marriage certificate.
I understand, but the affidavit requires a name change.
If you've been married for more than a year, yes.
So it doesn't require a name change by the courts, because I always understood this to mean that if you did not change your name and you want to change it to your husband's name sometime in the future, you need a court.
Tom, do you know Mark and I were married 20-plus years before I changed my Social Security card. Now, I always went by my married last name, but I never changed my Social Security card until a few years ago.
That doesn't matter. What we're talking about is the legality of changing your name. People can't just change their name. That's how I understood it. Now, that might have changed because you said the attorneys told you something different. But I think what the attorneys said is all you need is your marriage certificate. And they would have been correct, Kathy, if you were using your married name. In other words, let's just say you were using
eventually I did use it.
Eventually. But let's say you used your married name right away, but you simply did not change your passport. Then all it would take is a marriage certificate and an affidavit saying, yeah, I got married back then, and this is my...
What's the affidavit? Is there a number on it, on that form?
Yes, there is. I'll give that to you.
But I believe, this is just my hunch, Kathy, it's not gospel, I don't know. But I think even with that affidavit now, because it's been 12 years or however long it was, I don't think you can just change your name legally and use that affidavit. I think, in fact, Kathy, here's what I think. And please, I'm not sure, so don't... I think that back in 2012, when you started using your married name, it was 12 years after you got married. I think it was an error. I think. Unless you did change your name when you were married and you just didn't use it. There's a difference. You can actually change your name and not use your new name because nothing ever came up that officially needed it. So do you know, going back on the marriage license, it asks you that. Did you retain your maiden name?
It did not ask me that. I got it. We got married in Vegas.
Oh, God. Okay, yeah. Jeez, I don't know. You know what? Bonnie Shields, let's ask Bonnie Shields for the heck of it. Maybe she knows. And you can listen. Because I am befuddled now as well. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. One Clear Choice Garage Doors. It's such a perfect name. Because really, when it comes to garage doors, there is one clear choice. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. What I love is their free Martino inspection. But listen, they're not going to do this just because you're moving into a house and you want to know if the garage door is in good condition. They want to know that you're concerned about the safety. And but bottom line is this. They want to be your garage door company. Ask for the Martino special. And if you do need a new garage door opener, it's just $333 with Wi-Fi technology, time to close feature, and battery backup systems and Wi-Fi available. It's just wonderful. All right, 303-565-6409.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
There's a bit of delay along I-25 downtown. Looks like there's a crash northbound I-25 just south of 58th over to the right shoulder, but it's backing you up to Park Avenue at this time, so just watch out for that. Up at the High Country Drive, pack your patience. Just getting word that CDOT has eastbound I-70 closed from Silverthorne all the way to the tunnel. Traffic is being taken off the highway. US 6 over Loveland Pass remains closed. Winter driving conditions up in the High Country. If you got to travel in the mountains, give yourself plenty of time and definitely pack your patience. The weather forecast, mostly sunny, windy, a high near 50. Right now, cloudy and breezy and 49. With your traffic...
I just don't know. But it's bad, that one. I bet the original owners, the house was built in 01, I bet they...
Business credit account. That's 5%
I don't know. We have a service that comes in every couple of weeks and cleans, but they don't, the grout doesn't ever look any better.
Yeah, so we can clean it, we can fix the caulking, we can seal the grout, and just protect it, and that way when you're ready to redo it, it's not leaking.
It's on our book club.
It looks like a real short read.
There are lots of financial
I just tuned the Audible, 250 pages, so I didn't get it.
Don't you gotta go back? I gotta go back and pull some.
If I like a book a lot, I'll get the hard copy. If I'm listening to it audibly, I'll grab the book and get it and read back through it. Like Lone Survivor, I got that book and was right through it. Yeah. Another good book is it's called The Dichotomy of Leadership. But sorry, Extreme Ownership was the first one, and then they came back and wrote a sequel to it called The Dichotomy of Leadership. But
is it like a self-help book or something, or
two former Navy SEALs and the principles of leadership and extreme ownership. But then people took it; they didn't get the principles just kind of right, but what they were shooting for. So they came back and wrote like Dichotomy of Leadership and getting the balance. But both of them are great books. Another good leadership book is called what do you guys usually shoot for in your book group?
It's kind of it's just like
marijuana amendment.
So right now we're reading Cold Blood, which was like from
Did he leave off on anybody?
Another good one I read is Essentialism: The Disciplined Pursuit of Less. It's an awesome book. Essentialism. Okay. Yeah, Son of Blossom is a great one. Essentialism is a great one.
All right, 303-713-8255. Tom, are we done with that
Tom, are we done with that passport one, or we're going to look into it?
No, we're looking into it, but on the name change part, and then what we'll do is we'll figure out if, in fact, she has to have a court order. Okay, so Zero Res Denver, you have a special, and it's 2 rooms for $75.
$79.
$79.
That's the special. You wanted to know the best special you've seen during this Christmas holiday? Yeah. It's 2 areas for $79 by Zero Res.
That's cheating. I want to. What other deal?
How's that cheating?
What have you seen when you're shopping, though?
Do you know what? I hate Black Fridays. I've never gone to a Black Friday. I don't do Cyber Monday. I just don't do them.
But
when I need it, I go get
anything? That one laptop for $134 had to be one of the better ones. But anybody? What did you find, Mark? Anything?
I told you that. Xbox or PlayStation, $199 when it came with some kind of game. That's dirt cheap.
Dave, what's going on with your online? What did you order online? Dave? I know.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yo, bro, what's going on with your online order? What did you order?
Oh, I ordered a jetted tub through House,
It went through a company that produced these spa and tubs in Tennessee, and it was just an absolute nightmare the whole way through.
Well, do you have the tub?
I do. It's installed. It's operable. Everything is basically okay now.
The journey was painful.
The journey was absolutely nuts. Yeah.
Okay, but is there something we can help you with now, or do you just want to unload? Because that's fine too.
Well, no. I was actually had a question to see if I could actually file a small claims.
Okay. Let's talk about it. What do you want to file for? Let's get to the problem part.
The biggest problem is that they sent me the initial tub. We did a complete bathroom remodel last winter. The tub is a centerpiece. It surrounds the walk-in shower as well as the tub. So
I get the picture.
It has to be framed in at the same. Yeah, I couldn't progress the project without this tub.
So what happened?
It was sent to me. Well, they sent it wrong. It was sloped the wrong way.
What I'm asking,
yeah.
What is your loss? What would you sue for in the amount? What would you sue for?
Well, I'm a contractor, so I was planning to do a lot of this work myself during my downtime.
Yeah.
I was not able to because.
But what was your loss? What's your loss? I mean, when you sue, you have to have a loss. So here's what you would say.
Right.
You would say, because of this negligence, if it was, and you can prove it,
right.
I lost this. What is your loss?
My loss would be $3,400 in tile labor fees.
Now, what do you mean by that? Did you have to hire someone instead of doing it yourself?
I did, yeah.
Okay. But that's weird. Because you can't really... Now, let me explain a loss. First of all, I don't think you're going to prove negligence. But let's say you can. Let's say it's a foregone conclusion. They botched this up so bad that your time off was wasted. Now, that's an easy argument. Now... But you're saying your time was worth nothing, therefore you should get paid every dime for installation. The only thing you would pay is what you would save. You can't... Right. Well, okay. Are you saying by doing it yourself you would save $3,400? So in other words, to have them do it would be more than that.
No, it would be. I'd have to do the actual numbers in terms of what the labor actually worked out to.
Where'd you come up with Where'd you come up with $3,400? Let's just take that.
That's the invoice that I ended up paying the subcontractor to do the tile.
Okay, you paid the subcontractor $3,400. Okay, you're saying I wouldn't have had to pay that if I did it, but you would still have a cost of you doing it. What would that cost be? I mean, it's not going to be zero. You gave up your time. So the best way, right. And the way a court of law, I think, would do it is what you're worth. If you're a brain surgeon, it's going to be way different than someone else who took off. So what would you have been paid for those days you worked? What is your hourly rate? As a person, I can drill down to my hourly rate. What's yours?
I guess, I mean, I could do that based off an annual salary in terms of what I could break that out. I've never done it before.
Well, you have to. I mean, otherwise, you're saying I had to pay $3,400. Well, okay, if you hadn't done it, what would you have paid? It might turn out that your time was worth more, and you don't have a loss, that you just decided to do it. And you actually you actually saved money by having this guy do it.
Right, right.
Or you can make the other argument. Well, there's another argument. Forget how much it costs you to do, and you can just say, I missed this time off because it was taken for nothing. In other words, I wanted to go on vacation. I missed my vacation. That vacation's $1,500. I had to pay to the airline. That's a loss. You don't have a vacation to the airline, but you do have a cost of that vacation time you'll never get back. So, if your vacation time is worth so much a day per diem, that's what you lost. I mean, but you didn't lose all of it because you weren't going to work 24 hours. So you'd have to drill down to I would have worked 8 hours of those. So if my vacation day is worth 1,000 and I would have worked half of that vacation day, then it's going to be worth $500 loss. But really, Dave, that's your biggest deal. Oh, actually, you have two. You have to prove that they're totally at fault. And the second one, you know, and it's negligence. And then you have to prove that you have a loss. I think you're going to, it's just not even worth it. Now, if you're just pissed off and you want to give them trouble, then you want to know how to do it? Mark, how does he decide if he can sue them here in Denver or not, or in Colorado? How does he decide?
Well, did it happen? What county did it happen in?
It's a mail. It's online.
Douglas County, but it's a house order through Douglas County. And I'm sorry.
Well, most counties are going to want a physical presence in that area. I mean, whatever county it's in.
Then how did you get away with it?
Which one? What are you talking about?
Well, when you sued a rideshare program, how did you do that?
They actually have presence here in Denver where they hire drivers.
Okay.
That's where.
But if they don't have an office or a presence, you can't do it.
Yeah, Douglas County especially, but even the other counties, they simply won't let you. You've got to have something going on in that county.
Okay, what were you going to say, Dave?
No, I'm sorry. I kind of went down a rabbit hole with my time thing, but I actually have an email from the company stating that they would credit the house order if they did not send me the second tub at a specified date, and that was not met. So, really, in actuality, I have an email stating that I should have gotten a refund, which I never got.
Of how much? Of how much?
$16.39.
They said, if we do not get you your order by this date, we will refund the entire amount, or that amount?
Yes, he said he would credit the house order.
Okay, now.
Which was $1,600.
Well, did they credit it?
No.
Okay. Did you do this on a credit card?
Yes.
Well, that's going to be enough to dispute that amount. You have an email. You have a promise. Well, I would do it on I would take it off my credit card. I would say, I want this amount credited back. And you know what? Credit card companies love evidence. They love it. And if you say, because they'll ask for any emails or phone calls or whatever you have, you send in that email saying it clearly states, I will get credited $1,600. I mean, man, you can't do better than that, Dave.
Okay, perfect. Yeah,
now,
thank you.
What credit card issuer is it?
It's a Chase Visa.
Good. They're good people to deal with. When was the order?
Well, there's been multiple ones.
When was this promise made?
The promise was made back in, we actually got the second one. It would have been late April.
Okay, so in late April, you got a promise that you would have an order by when?
Well, the charge would have handled before that. The tub was supposed to be there before late April, which didn't happen. So
okay.
I'm not 100% on the dates right now.
But here's what you have to do. Dear credit card people, or when you call them, I'm disputing $1,600 because I was promised a credit of $1,600 should an order not arrive by a certain date. Here is the letter or the email that shows clearly that promise, and it was broken. Now, the only defense they're going to have is that they did not have the authority to make that promise, the people who made that promise to you. And you let the credit card company figure it out. Credit card companies will remove charges immediately, but then they have a tendency to want to cater to the creditors rather than the people, because creditors make them the most money with their discounts and their fees. So it really is just a crapshoot, but I think you're going to win because you have that email. Because the credit card company is going to say to them, I'm sorry, but you promised this guy a credit and you never gave it to him. I would not tell them a story. Do not tell stories. Okay, Dave? What I mean is don't go through the pain. It's just this simple. I was promised a credit. Should a deadline be missed? That deadline was missed. I never got the credit. Period. 303-713-8255. That's what you do. Cassie's got a screaming deal she wants to put out. What is it, Cassie?
Mike and Tom, I've got a whole home humidifier. That's an Aprilaire Model 600. It'll humidify up to 1,800 square feet.
I should mention these guys are part of my referral list at referrallist.com, because, and they're good people. So go ahead.
Yep, we are good people. We are offering those humidifiers at half off. Normally, they're $650 installed. We're going to give them to you guys this holiday season for $325.
No, that's incredible. So for
nuts.
For $325, let me get this straight. For $325, people can get a whole house humidifier
installed too.
Yep, installed for $325.
No, that's incredible.
1,800 square foot home.
Wow.
Do you have one in your house?
Yep, my husband just put one in our home this weekend, and I walked in yesterday, and I was like, this is like a rainforest in my house.
Now, I do
not
have one in this house or condo, but I did have one in my last house.
Mm-hmm.
They're wonderful.
They're wonderful.
Okay, now, where do they call?
They want to call us at 303-733-2813, and we're waiting for them.
Okay, $325 for a whole house humidifier installed. What are you kidding me? From Apple Heating and Air, 303-733-2813.
We need to have more referral list members.
303-733-2813, and don't forget ZeroResDenver.com. Okay, their number I'll give in a sec. 2 rooms, $79. That's good.
It's a great deal. It's the best deal we've had all year.
303-471-5150. 303-471-5150. Okay, now I got to squeeze Jesus, the Grout Medic. What are you going to do? We need a special. What are you going to do?
I was thinking when June called about the caulking, Tom, normally we cut out old caulking in a shower, and we do that for $195.
You mean you cut it out and replace it?
Cut out the old caulking, apply an anti-mold, and re-caulk it for $195. We can do it for $97.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that one's a good one. If you have a nasty shower and you want all that caulking removed, and you want new caulking put in with the anti-micro or the anti-whatever you put on it to keep it clean, you're going to do it for $97.
$97.
Here it is. I'm getting in the spirit now. 303-994-7688, GroutMedicDenver.com. Now, any of my referral list members listening, you better call right now and get us some screaming deals. All right? Call us. Monique, we'll come right back to you.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW and iHeartRadio.
I keep leaving the piece. I can't help it. But you got to leave and it takes it from the hot water.
From the Fox Business
It takes the water from the hot water.
No, I don't think the one they're selling does.
I've
got to see. We've got one in our house, not that one, but
we have a
it's just
steamer
not working well right now.
Yeah, we have steamer.
The steamer works. It'll get you up to 45-50% if you want that.
But you don't want that. 30%, is that what you guys want?
30's great.
Hey, if she's fasting, is it wrong to go to Perry's tonight?
Are you guys going to Perry's?
Hell no! How many days you not until they get down on one knee and apologize.
No, what happens if they do the mediation? They said, okay, we give you 500.
Perry's Steakhouse over our Troubleshooter dinner.
Then I bury the
And that's
hatchet. I
my
have no
favorite
problem.
stand-in Oscar style ever.
Not there.
Mark, do
But I
you
go
want
there.
to tell them about Perry's and want to know why you're suing them?
So we booked it 2 months in advance for a Christmas party, mostly volunteers. So, table, 16 people. We show up, we're there early because we're meeting a few people early. And I said, hey, where's the table we're going to sit at? Because I can't see this. And they point to one in the middle. It's right there, and it holds 18, 20 people, whatever. I was like, cool. They said they'll be out of here by the time your reservation comes. Hour goes by, they come over and say, well, they just ordered dessert. It's probably going to be another 15, 20 minutes. So now at this point, we've been there a while. Tom showed up. There's no place in the bar area for all of us to sit. And all of a sudden people start scattering around. There's nothing else they can do. So then the guy comes up and goes, they all ordered creme brulee. So we hand make that or buy the order or whatever it was. And, you know, this could be another hour or so. So we found you guys this other place you could sit. Which at first I was irritated because we're an hour past. The other place they said would hold everybody. So it was a booth on one side running down the wall, then tables and chairs. Fine, no problem. We're all starving. Let's get ready to eat. So at this point, we walk over to sit down. They seat someone else along that wall, a couple of two. So where they were going to seat us all, we can't at this point. They can only seat like 12. So Tom's going to end up at a different table. We're going to end up at a different table. It's the most ridiculous thing. So at this part, this is the part we didn't say on the air. But at this point, Tom goes up to the manager, and Tom's pissed. I mean, for him to drop this shit, he goes, Google me. You want to know who I am? Google me. So I can see he's pissed. He's already been there an hour. His wife is sick. It's just not good. So I go up and I intervene in between him and the manager because it wasn't going good. So after I intervened, I basically took the heat off of it and I walked out of there. Pissed as hell. So you guys did eat that? They ate. Tom stayed and they ate.
House payment consolidates your debts. Steve Haney is the mortgage doctor and the go-to guy in Colorado. The Mortgage Doctor Show, Saturdays at 6 a.m. and 3 p.m. or Sundays at noon.
Yes, we never moved people. I haven't moved a couple in 10 years.
All right, 303-713-8255. This is shocking. You know, Tom, we've talked about this, the sharpest ride. Now, what I didn't realize is how many transactions they do. This is a pretty big company, but still, we end up getting calls on them. I mean, now, I'm curious what she's got to say.
Okay, now, here's the deal. We thought we were getting too many calls, but Mark, then when we saw how big they are...
They're huge.
I didn't realize they're that big, but then when I realized how many, I thought, okay, are they that bad? I mean, really. Think about this. Let's say, when it comes to used cars, though,
how many Rocky... Okay, let's get to real. How many Rockies complaints do we get? I take the complaints in. You ready?
What do you think?
In the last year, none. I say that with a straight face, none.
Okay. Now... that's great. Okay, how many? There are some other dealers that are really Peak something.
TSG's huge.
Yeah, but they don't give us complaints.
No, that's what I'm saying.
What is the one in Colorado Springs? A Peak name or something?
Peak Kia?
We get problems, don't we?
Oh, we get a lot of problems.
Okay, and see, they don't even have to be that large. And we hear from people, then up north there's one. And Longmont, for some reason, and I don't want to indict everyone in Longmont, but man, there's some used car dealers up there that rip people's faces off.
Pueblo, not necessarily just used cars, but man, have we ever got a good call about Pueblo? Everything from the police department to the contractors.
Yeah, but I don't recall used car places in Pueblo.
No, not used cars.
When it comes to used cars, if I had to pick a place, I'm telling you, man, Longmont has a bad reputation when it comes to cars. And Greeley's not great. Monique.
Yes.
Tell me what happened with Sharpest Rides.
So I had bought a 2006 Range Rover, $12,000. It works good, drives good, had no issues.
When did you buy it?
About a month ago.
Okay, and was it with a warranty or as is?
It was as is.
How many miles on it?
About 160, so it didn't have a lot of miles.
This is listen, we've been getting a lot of these calls, not about this place, but about used cars in general. I don't know what people expect when they buy a car with 150 or more on it. What do they expect?
And a Range Rover is costly to repair regardless.
Not only is it costly, it's the worst car you can own of new, used, or anything. They're terrible, terrible vehicles. And I don't know why they appeal to this status thing, because I look at people and say, big moron. I mean, not you. I'm just saying, why would people buy these things?
You just called her a moron.
No, not her. I mean,
indirectly.
Listen, hey, Monique, listen, seriously now. Let's get right to the problem. When you bought it, it's a month. you started having problems almost immediately then.
Well, so not immediately. No, I didn't have anything wrong with it. My son had called me one day and said, you know, where'd you buy your car at? And I said, oh, it's a Sharpest Rides. He's like, you having any problems with it? I said, no, why? He's like, oh, because on Channel 7 they're investigating them for
are they?
selling faulty cars.
Wait a minute.
I was like, oh. I was like,
wait a minute.
I'll look into that.
I don't think, was Sharpest Rides investigated? When was this? I mean, I know we get complaints about them, but is that true? I don't know. What about it?
Well, I'm reading one thing. Denver Channel 7. Former employee says his Sharpest Rides sold broken cars knowingly.
Oh.
Yeah,
Dozens
I
of customer complaints. But does she actually have a problem, or she's just worried?
Now, what's wrong with the car?
So nothing was wrong at first, and then, you know, about 2 weeks later, sure enough, my check engine light came on.
What's wrong with it? Did you get it? I mean, without the story, do you have the result? Did a mechanic say, Monique, this is wrong?
No, I haven't took it in yet.
What are the symptoms? You have a check engine light. What else?
So I have a check engine light, and then now I have like puddles of oil on my driveway.
That's not good. That's wait. How you got to get that checked?
Yeah, exactly. So I called them, you know, because it just started leaking. It wasn't even leaking.
I don't even know why people call, because truly, honest to God, I mean, you bought it as is with 160,000 miles. And listen, I don't think one way or the other about these guys right now. I don't know. The jury's out. But I do know this. What can they do? If they sold you, now, if they knew something was wrong, they don't even have to tell you. This is the thing. People think they have to tell you. They don't. And that's what you know, Channel 7, I'm not sure of the text of the story. I didn't read it. But knowing something is wrong is not, you don't have to disclose it, but you can't lie or cover up. In other words,
you can't say nothing's wrong.
Right. You can't say it's in great condition, perfect condition, nothing's wrong, or if someone says, was this car ever in an accident, and you say no. Now, I do believe you have to disclose certain damages, but we always have this discussion, and I always end up wrong. So let's get, Mark, what literally has to be disclosed? You remember? Maybe Norris remembers. Suzanne, let's see if we can get Norris on. I mean, he does pre-purchase checks. And everyone should have.
I mean, you would think if you're selling it as is, that in itself tells you what you have to disclose.
No.
As is.
No, there are certain things.
Oh, the safety items.
No, that's
like tires, windshield.
That's what has to be present, not disclosed.
Yeah.
I'm talking about if it was in a flood, I think you have to tell them. I think.
Salvage.
But I'm always mixed up on this. So hang on, Monique. What I want to know is, have they offered anything?
No, well, they told me to call the service department to bring it in. They can look at it.
Okay.
You know, so I was like, all right, you know, it's my only vehicle. Of course, I have 5 kids.
Monique, I want to give you some bad news right now. If it turns out you need a complete engine, and your engine is blown, they don't owe you anything. They don't. I mean, I'm not saying I'm happy about that.
Unless they covered something up.
Unless they, that's right, covered something up or lied to you. I don't mean they knew about it. I'm not talking about knowing about it. Just knowing about it is not against the law. However, morally and ethically, I'd like to know that any dealer I represent would, and I don't represent these, that would disclose problems if they knew them. The thing is I don't know what you can do about it. What we need.
I think here on this news article that Mark just referred to, there is a number and email address that you can reach out and contact and see what Channel 7 has found out about it. I mean, it sounds like there's hundreds of problems that came up once Channel 7 ran this investigative report.
The only red flag I see in that story, and I have no idea either way, is the fact it's a former employee.
Well,
that usually makes me nervous.
Yeah, it's a former employee, but they also said there were hundreds of other people on Facebook and social media that called in about complaints, and the manager said, well, that's just relative to the number of vehicles we sell.
And it could be, but yet I don't know. See, that's the thing. I'm not sticking up for them. I don't know. Here's what I do want to know. I want to know who the reporter is. I'm looking it up. Who is the reporter?
The reporter. If it's
I think I have the information because she called. Because I went to them too as well.
Hold on.
Jason.
Hold on. Norris with SOS Inspections. Norris, what? I'm not talking about opinion, but what does the law require dealers? Do you know what they require dealers to disclose in damage?
The rule, it's not actually a law, but the rule was instituted in 2017 after the changes in the automotive law in 2016. But I haven't seen a disclosure report. I know the dealers are supposed to be filling out a materials damages disclosure form, and including that with every car sale. I saw that in the training quarterly newsletter that goes out, but I haven't seen one, and I've talked to people that have bought cars, and I haven't seen that they were provided with one either. So I think it's supposed to be done, but the dealers aren't doing it.
I don't know of any laws, but I had always heard, and again, I don't know if this is gospel, that flood damage had to be disclosed, but you don't know that's not true either, right?
Well, you have to define flood damage too, because flood damage is a very specific definition.
Okay, well, whatever the definition is, if it's flood, do you know if they have to disclose it or not?
I think that would be material damages, and they should have to disclose that, yes.
Yeah, but there's no law. You said it's a rule. It's a recommendation.
Well, there's, you know, the dealers go through, they have all these rules they have to do every year with all the documents that they have to put together.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it is...
And it's part of the document, it's part of the document package they're supposed to be filling out.
Okay.
And giving to people, but it's not happening.
Okay. Okay, so as far as you know, do you do any pre-purchase exams over at Sharpest Rides?
I've been over there many times, yes.
Okay, for people buying cars?
Yes. Okay.
Are there times that you feel, not just with Sharpest Rides, but with dealers, that there is such a commonality? In other words, things that just dealers are not telling or hiding, or, I mean, do you feel...
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But see, this is the problem. If you sell something as is, you really don't have to disclose unless you can't lie. So if someone says, you know, tell me about this, oh, it's never been in an accident, you can't lie or say it's, you know, the transmission was replaced, or it's perfect, or it's this, or it's that. I don't believe, you know, other than fraud, you're pretty much on your own. You are pretty much on your own. Yeah. And I wish the laws were a little better in this state, because they're very vague. Yeah, exactly. By the way, anyone who buys a car without going to SOS inspections or getting an inspection, you're crazy. And Norris is on our referral list. I have to take this break.
This report is sponsored by Panera Bread.
On the south end of town, southbound I-25, approaching...
Why?
Also in the same area.
No, I'm saying, why do you think there should be if you're selling it as is?
Well, I'm not saying it. I'm saying that even though people think there should be, and they want it to be, it doesn't turn out to be. It just doesn't. People just don't disclose. Drive along I-70, especially
it's got to be so weird having a disclosure. Right on the top it should say, okay, this car's got 180,000 miles, you're crazy to buy it.
Here's the thing. If there is mandatory disclosure, that opens up a bigger can of worms. You disclose, okay, what if you don't disclose it because you truly didn't know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they think, oh, come on, you should have known that. That's where you get a problem. I agree. There should not be a disclosure except as is. If this engine fails 5 seconds after you leave, it's not our fault.
And we didn't put sawdust in the transmission or whatever the modern day deal is. I heard you're killing it over there.
Yeah, 20 phone calls already.
Good job.
To make sure it's running perfectly and give you a free carbon monoxide.
I wasn't planning on doing that, Tom. You put me on the spot, but
I hope you want to do it, though.
Yeah.
You should come back on and say, I meant 197.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Then we'll get 20 more phone calls.
There you go.
What's the difference between grout and cock?
So the grout is a round style.
So I thought you said you would take out, okay, it's just the round stuff. Gotcha. Okay. The grout is just...
We literally have black caulk in our kitchen, and then we have a very dark... Our granite's like black, man. And then in our bathroom, the one I was telling you about is like white, but right where the shower is and stuff, you can tell that
Yeah, exactly.
it's not good. Looks like you got to take a sandblast.
It's kind of a good
I got
service for us to get in.
I got to do this stuff today, though. He must be taking 2 weeks off. Tim. Is Tim taking 2 weeks off? Is that what he said? He's gone?
Oh, he's got to go through the best stuff?
It's just us poor saps last year. I got to cut up the best stuff.
No, but Tim looks at them all?
No, I cut them up. I pick out whatever I want and I send them to him. I can't load them in next gen because we're not employees. I find this so funny. Martino's been in this building from the day it opened, possibly longer than anybody else, and he does not have access to the
It's a lot more room. For my family.
I'm the number one seniority in the entire company.
But he's not in the company.
And they have these get-togethers.
Oh, they never call him.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Dante, what did you want to say about Sharpest Rides?
Well, I had an experience with them when I was out looking for a car a couple of years ago. I found out that they were actually, it was a car I was looking at, it was an Audi A6, and I went and test drove it, and this is the only way I knew that something was going on, because I always have my vehicles checked out. So the check engine light had come on when I was driving. So I had called the dealership and said, hey, have you guys, know anything about this? Oh, no, it must have just, happened while you were out. I was like, okay, kind of a yeah, right situation. So I brought it to the Audi dealership I go to. And in some cars, and the Audi being one of them, you can actually look at the stored, codes that had brought up. Even if they cleared them, a lot of these newer cars, they store them. It'll tell you when this, happened, when it came on, when it was reset. And they were able to go back in, and they said, well, this has been reset 5-6 times.
Oh, my God.
And so I was like, So I called and kind of questioned them a little bit, and I said, well, just to let you know, these codes were cleared, and it just so happened to be clear in the time frame that you've had the car. So, obviously, you're trying to sell me a car that has issues, and so I ended up not buying it.
So you don't trust those guys, the bottom line. And you had personal experience. Let's talk to Norris. Norris, what did you want to add? Yeah. By the way, SOS Inspection's on our referral list, and we ended the conversation, but he said he had something to add. Go ahead.
Well, Tom, I just wanted to add about, because you asked about dealer fraud, and the two most common things are what this guy's talking about, where they clear the check engine light, erase the short-term computer memory right before they give you the car. And the second one is failure to disclose material damages.
Yep.
That's the two most common things.
And again, don't depend on that rule, because if they don't disclose it, you're holding the bag. You have to really just get your car checked. Monique, we will. I think you should call Norris right now, SOS Inspections, and get your car checked out completely, so at least we know the condition. Okay, then we take the next step. Maybe if it's something so obvious these guys should have known, maybe we approach it in that way. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So listen, Norris, Suzanne, give her Norris's information. Mark, I'm telling you, man, I mean, we were thinking about, because we always are looking for good dealers, and we're thinking, I wonder if Sharpest Rides, and then I'm thinking, man, we get so many complaints, and it's got to be more than just a coincidence, maybe. I mean, we're talking about, Channel 7 says hundreds of complaints.
You used to use the word, I forget if you were talking about Porsches or Ferraris or whatever, but you'd use wannabe.
That's right.
And really, if you think about it, what they sell is that vehicle to toward that kind of person.
Right.
You're talking Audi A8s or 6s with 200,000 miles on them.
I know. People that want the look, but they don't have the money, they go for the popular models, but because they don't have the money, they end up getting ones that have been previously damaged and fixed, ones that have been rebuilt from salvage, or high mileage.
And the maintenance will kill them.
They get the wannabe thing. Audis have attracted more young people with this wannabe thing than anyone. My God, are they getting ripped on these? And Audis are pieces of shoot. They are.
That's why I buy Hyundais.
They are pieces of garbage. So, and the Range Rover and the Land Rover, they are attracting that too. It's like, Trust me, it's not a Mercedes G-Wagon, let's put it that way. I mean, they'd like to be, but it's not even close. It's not even a Hummer. I like Hummers. Shut up, Mark. Jeez. Sometimes I say things and I just realize that they are great cars. General Motors. Stop it, Mark. Just stop it.
You're a child.
Stop it. You're a child.
You're a child.
You're a child. No, you are.
You both are.
Oh,
I know you are, but what am I?
303-713-TALK. Okay. I don't even know why I give out the number. We have literally a minute left, right? All right,
we need more referral list members tomorrow. Think about it overnight. Call in with the screaming deal for the listeners.
Yeah.
You realize Todd just told me they're blowing up because it's a great deal.
Let me give this again. This is ZeroResDenver.com, 303-471-5150, 2 rooms for $79, 303-471-5150. And then Jesus with the Grout Medic. Maybe you have more than you can handle right now. Should we cut it off? We can if you want. We don't have to give it out again. Do you want to still keep that special going?
We'll cut it off now.
Okay.
We got fantastic. Thank you so much for calling.
He's got so many we can't do it
But
anymore.
we come out and give free estimates, though, Tom, to look at showers and floors.
Yeah. Okay, and their number is 303-994-7688. What you're going to find are people who say, wait a minute, that special must have been really good if they had to cut it off. And if they cut it off, they might just call and say, you know, Grout Medic, we want that Martino special, whatever it was. No, you can't do that. Got to remember it. Oh, man, this is fun. Okay, folks, be back here. And remember, you need to watch out when buying cars as is. Okay, referrallist.com for help, information, and referrals, and save all your troubles for me.
Wow.
Jack, Merry Christmas.
You too, man. Merry Christmas.
We'll cut it off now, he says. Yeah, please.
I know, that was funny.
I want to know how that book goes.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Yeah,
It's a
it
good
sounds
one.
like a one.
I might actually read that.
Okay, yeah, go read it.
I'll listen to it like